everybody, and welcome to NextGen Live. What a pleasure it is to be joined with you from wherever you're watching around the world. I am Dana Lucas, and of course, I'm joined by the one and only Vasiliki Karamuza.
Yeah, that's right.
What's up, Vasiliki?
All
You ready
good
for today?
I'm super ready for today. I'm super happy to be here with you. No better way to spend this Sunday afternoon than watching some young hoops.
It has been quite an weekend from and we've got a big finale, the grand finale, as we might say, with FC Barcelona and Zalgiris Kaunas.
Yeah, big game coming up. We will talk a little bit about what's happened this weekend down in Ulm, but we won't be here alone. We will have the ultimate next-gen expert, and it's no other than David Hein, who will be available during the whole first place game to answer all your questions throughout the YouTube chat. So feel free to ask him whatever you want. He will give you the best insight. He will give us talking points. He will comment throughout the game. He's the man for the job.
Yeah, I thought you knew everything about basketball, but you talked to David Hein. He knows everything about NextGen. Speaking about knowing everything, our next guest, our very special guest in the studio here with us today, Danilo Barta. What's up, my man?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so good to have you, brother. I mean, you're a former EuroLeague player at Bayern, at Fenerbahce in Germany. You played with the national team. Hung it up a little while ago, so what you been up to, man?
I started being a coach. So right after my retirement, my niece forced me to retire. So I wanted to stick with basketball and wanted to give something back for the next generation. So I started right immediately, like I always say, I came to the dark side of the active part, being a coach. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to be with us, walking us through all of this afternoon, this first place game between FC Barcelona and Zalgiris Kaunas. And really, I think we can say that throughout this tournament, they have been the two best teams so far.
Yeah, stats may lie sometimes. This time they don't. These teams were the best of the rest that played down there in Ulm, and they deserve this spot for the first place game. And we have prepared a very exciting show for you all. So why don't we get into it?
Yeah, if you haven't seen all of the action over the last couple of days, let's take you back through a little recap of what's been going on here over the weekend in Ulm and leading up to this first place matchup here on this Sunday afternoon. Well, it has been a weekend full of big dunks, big shots, big score lines as well. You talk about these two teams, and really, you've been there, Danilo, really all weekend. You just came in to join us here in our Barcelona studios, but you were there in Ulm, so tell them what's it been like, the atmosphere, the teams, and the play.
Yeah, I was yesterday whole day in Ulm, watching 6 games in a row, but it was great. I mean, the level of the competition, the high prospects you've seen there, you've seen all the highlights. I mean, you sometimes forget those kids are like 16, 17-year-old guys. So it was pretty impressive. The atmosphere, Ulm, the arena, it's made for a tournament like this.
And you were there for the first game of really the whole entire tournament, which was Zalgiris and Asvel, and that went one way in the first half and then kind of changed in the second half. Give us a little rundown of what happened against one of our finalists here today.
No, it was pretty impressive. As you said, two completely different halves. Kaunas was down by I think over 20 points in the first half, and came back impressively as a team play with a standout player. We will maybe talk later more about Stombergas. Really impressive with a good team victory.
Yeah, I mean that really set the tone for Zalgiris, and then they really rolled through the rest of the game. That was the one that I think maybe they came into the tournament thinking, this is the one kind of we have to win.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I think Zalgiris had a little bit more difficult opponents than Barcelona in the group stage, so maybe they're a little bit more prepared, and like the stats we've seen from Barcelona is not exactly as depictive. But there was another great game, Dane. You want to talk about the Ulm versus Asvel?
Yeah, that was round 2, and after Asvel lost to Zalgiris, that was kind of Ulm's wake-up call of, okay, we need to win this one, let's take care of business. And again, Asvel, they came out swinging, so I mean, Ulm, they knew what they had to do, but they kind of got back on a slow start a little bit, especially with the guy, Adam Atamana, who I mean, he was absolutely incredible. You talk about a guy who just scores when he wakes up in the morning before he brushes his teeth. He's got 15 points on the board. This guy, I mean, he does everything for this team, and 33 points he had. We'll get into like a little bit of that in later on in the show, but really it was an incredible performance, and Vasiliki, you watched, you were the expert eye on this game right here, Ulm and Zalgiris. What was that all about?
Yeah, let's remind everybody that these teams faced off each other last year in the last game of Dubai tournament. It was a nail-biting game. Zalgiris was on the brink of winning, but however, Noah Sang had a different opinion about the game. He made a crucial 3 and some other key plays to force the game in OT, and there Ulm won the game finally. It marked the first time a German team won, so yeah, that was pretty big. This time things weren't the same because Zalgiris had a clear advantage from the beginning. They had double-digit leads in the first quarter and finally won 74-58. Even though they only scored 9 points in the last quarter, so you think it could be even higher. Davidas Buika was definitely the player of the game. He was the only one that scored in double digits for Zalgiris. He had 23 points. Alongside 7 rebounds and 4 assists. He drew 9 fouls, so you can understand Ulm didn't have a way to stop him. They fouled him a lot, but yeah. I think the only one who stood out from Ulm was Teo Milicic, and if his name sounds familiar, he is the son of Igor Milicic, who is the national team of Poland head coach. He had 10 points, even though he missed his 6 shots he took from down the arc. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Some pretty high-scoring games throughout this whole weekend. Really, I mean, you talk about Barcelona; they've had 100 points in 2 of their 3 games. Zalgiris also had 100 points in 1 of their games. Is it good offense? Is it bad defense? Is it a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, but especially a change of style. I mean, the youth basketball in Europe, it's getting faster and faster and faster, and you can clearly see, especially Spanish teams, they want to push the ball, they want to score, they want to play fast, play together, and you see in all these highlights, even the big guys, they are down the court so fast. So yeah, obviously it follows up in easy points and the high-scoring games.
Yeah, when the big guys run the floor, man, you gotta feed them, don't you? I mean, that's what they're there for. You gotta feed them if they're putting in that effort. That leads us into the big game here today. Let's kind of go over it a little bit. Before we get into the big game today, there was a huge game yesterday to wrap up round 3. NextGen and Barcelona going head-to-head for a place in this first-place matchup, and it really kind of got out of hand in the first few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it stood out. Like, Barcelona scored 70% of the 2 field goals, and on the other side, only 32% on 2 field goals. You can win a game like that. Like, it was inevitable.
No, you could clearly see NextGen came in a little nervous. Some guys were injured on their team. And it's really difficult against the tall, athletic guys from Alba to score inside. And like this, they come out with the first punch and was a little late to respond.
Yeah, 11-0 it was to start the game, 25-11, and they just kept on trying to claw back. But Barcelona, such a disciplined, strong team, both on both ends, really, offensively, defensively, and that's kind of what got them to this point. And now we'll take you back through kind of each and all of the scores. Vasiliki, take us through it a little bit.
Yeah, Dubai against Ulm 71-94, Asvel Zalgiris 70-84, Olympiacos NextGen 73-100, Alba Zalgiris Dubai 168, Ulm 96-77 to Asvel, NextGen 85-64 to Alba, and Barcelona 109-61 to Olympiacos, 75-87 Dubai as well. 58-74, as we talked about, Ulm Zalgiris, Alba Olympiacos, the first win 77-52, and Barcelona NextGen 85-59. That's kind of what happened in the group stage. We have the big games today. You talked about Adam Atamna before, and we have to mention that he broke the record for most points scored by average in a NextGen tournament, 33 points per game. That's huge. He topped off Milos Popovic, who had the record from the 15-16 season when he played for Budućnost down in Belgrade. He had 28.8. That's a lot too, but 33 points per game, that's huge.
Danila, what I say, man, she knows everything, doesn't she?
Yeah,
I mean, she
trying.
rattles
I
off
do
stats.
my homework. I do my
crazy.
homework.
Yeah,
How much homework did you do? You must have been studying all night. Man, oh man, that's incredible. But Danilo, man, you're a guy who has kind of made that transition into coaching now after being a player for so long and playing into really some of the greatest clubs around the continent. What do you see is going on in Germany right now with the crop of talent that's really kind of exploded over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, Germany is doing a pretty good job in the last couple of years to bring up the, of course, the men's national team is always the leading team to push the youth also. So, but I think there are a couple good academies or teams that really invest into the youth programs. So you see more and more high talents that also on the international radars. Some of the talents that go to the big academies in all over Europe. So overall, I think Germany is doing a great job investing in the future.
When we compare like this generation of young talents in Germany and whole Europe in comparison to the previous ones, what are the big differences? Like, is more opportunities? It's the work ethic. What's different?
I think it's also more opportunities. You know, you nowadays with you can see every game online. You get to know, have more exposure on social media and all that stuff. But on top, it's a work ethic. You know, they're doing a great job. Coaches learning more about the game, overall development of young talents. They are more skilled in every direction of the game. It's not only, okay, back in the days, you're a big guy, go underneath the basket. No, okay, we first treat you like a guard and see which direction we will go. So I think this is a great step in the right direction.
Is there still a lot of competition between football and basketball for the top talents, the top athletes in Germany, or is it kind of shifting a little bit ever so slowly?
I think the increase, after Germany won the World Championship, I think there were like 150,000 new membership for basketball teams in Germany. So I think more and more people or kids want to get into basketball, but still soccer is unfortunately the front runner, but
we will make that change.
We
will
change
make
that.
that change. We're
do
here
all-
for
we do
that.
our
All the kids
best.
in Germany watching this
Exactly.
NextGen live
Yeah.
show, man, they're gonna be inspired by Barcelona and Zalgiris.
But I want to ask you one last question. In the previous qualifier in Munich, you work alongside Gus Balbay, who's the head coach of the NextGen. This time, how was that? Like, you were rivals when you played in Turkey. You were in Fener. He was in Efes. How was working with him?
It was a great experience. I mean, I was lucky. Duško couldn't be there, so I was lucky to step in. At the end, it was great. Even though we were rivals, you know, off the court, it's always a different picture.
Yeah.
You know each other for a long time. We played a lot of times against each other in Turkish league and EuroLeague, and it was great to work with him. I mean, he was a role model as a player. Same, he's structured as a coach, but he was listening also to the assistant coaches if we had some ideas for practice for the game. So it was a great experience also to work with such high talented kids. And I mean, at the end, we also won the tournament, so it was quite a nice experience.
All because of the assistant coaching, I heard.
Of
That was
course.
the word out of that
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah,
That was a secret weapon.
Of course, yeah. I always said I joined the group project, I got an A without doing anything.
You'll take it, my man. The
Yeah.
first trophy in your trophy cabinet as a coach,
Yeah.
boom, you got it under control. That'll be what Barcelona and Zalgiris are looking for here today. Another trophy to add to their cabinet. Two previous champions going head-to-head in the first place game. Barcelona, they started off strong and they kept on rolling through the entire qualifying rounds. It was really impressive how they started up with this 101-48 victory. And really, when you have so many games in such a little time like this, you get to play everybody when those scores are deep down. When it's kind of, you spread that score out so much, you get to go into your bench, get some of the younger guys a little bit of playing time. So Barcelona, they got to do that. But of course, they're always led by their big man, Sean Keita, who 24 points in this game against Alba Berlin, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks. These guys, they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, but they're well coached as well. And that's really what's kind of so intimidating when you go up against a Barcelona side, because it's not just the strength, it's not just the size, it's these guys have chemistry too.
It's a complete package. At the end, everybody that comes into the game, step into the game, knows exactly their role, knows what to contribute to win the game.
Yeah, game 2, that was the same thing, 109-61 over Olympiacos. That time it was Butayevic who really stepped up, 16.7 rebounds, and he's been the constant throughout this entire qualifying round. We'll see if that's the case here in the final as well. And in the final game, it was NextGen who came through and tried to knock off Barcelona, who I think came into this tournament as the favorites. But NextGen, they came out slow, as we just talked about, and could never really claw back Barcelona. Here they are as, perhaps, maybe you guys think, the favorites. I don't know. Vasiliki, Zalgiris.
I will tell you a little bit about Zalgiris, and we will leave the predictions for a little later on to keep the audience like.
Was that not a thumb there?
So,
Laid up and in, and a foul.
They had to come back from 21-point deficit.
No whistle blown. Certainly looked like an elbow in the back. That shot is up, and it's good. Brnovic, timeout and Takatu. We want to see if he's going to come back on, because again, there's been 17 players in
the post, working, passing the ball, pushing mismatches. Oh! Great block by Ignas Dombergas. Substitution for
They took down the host.
won't go, but Zalgiris is still.
As we said before, Douglas Burka was.
Ooh! And the dunk.
Pretty good games, I think.
And the rebound is
set
no
up the
bounce.
tone for this big final first place game. That will give the winner a ticket to the Abu Dhabi tournament that will happen alongside the Final Four in May, 23 to 25 of May. So, there's a lot at stake.
Yeah, a whole lot at stake, and the players know that the pressure is on. But this is when the best players come out and show how their class, their quality, and that's what we're going to be expecting from both of really kind of the stars from each team. You talk about Barcelona, you can't go without Barcelona without talking about Sean Keita. You were there, you saw him. He's big, he's tall, he's lanky, he's springy. What does this guy tell you when you look at him and you watch him and everything he can do on both sides of the court?
I mean, he was really impressive. So a lot of times at his age, you see a tall guy standing out, but the way he moved, how he was sprinting up the court as a rim protector, pick and roll, finishing multiple ways around the rim with actually good full work as a big guy. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the talk is that he's not just getting more athletic, taller, bigger, stronger, but he's getting better technically, skill-wise, around the rim, and you can see that. And Sean Keita, he's been the talk of Barcelona for a long time, but we got somebody else that's coming up the ranks, and man, this kid is making names and waves all over Europe, all over the world, really, and that would be Mohamed Daboneh. This is not me talking here. This is what I'm reading by the experts. The best prospect in the world right now. If that doesn't get you going right now, if that doesn't get you tuned in to this Next Gen Live watch along party, I don't know what will, because this guy's 13 years old. Won't turn 14 till about October. And Mohamed Daboneh, we saw just a little glimpse of him yesterday. Incredible. He's got hops. He's got handles. He can shoot the three. He's got range. What can this guy do?
I have no answer for this so far. I mean, of course, I hope he's getting more and more skill work done, but I was really impressed because last year you could obviously see his athletic highlights, but now you've seen him shooting the first, in the third game, he saw the first minutes, and he came in, and the first action he had was that swish three.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in the first row, and I was like, okay, he's legit.
Yeah. The rumors are true. It's not just rumors. He got the talents. But Zalgiris has some talents for their own as well. One of them is Ignas Strombergas. He is the son of Saulius Strombergas, who still has the record in EuroLeague for most made threes without a miss, 9 out of 9. He was playing for Tau, now known as Baskonia, against AEK back in 2001 when he made that record. His son is a completely different player. He's a left-handed center. He has amazing shot blocking skills, but he also has a problem. Downside, he usually gets into the foul trouble soon, so there's work there to be done. And another very interesting prospect with high hopes from the whole Lithuanian nation, I think, not just Zalgiris, is Kajus Mikalauskas. He's known for his passing skills. He's a good leader. He has basketball IQ. And truth to be told, Zalgiris didn't have many IQ point guards in their history. The top two is, of course, Arunas Jasikevičius and Mantas Kalnietis, but these are pretty big shoes for him to fill in. So we have to wait a few years to see if he can go down that road and be memorable as these two previous guys.
Well, there's really nothing else to say. We've gone through the previews. We've taken you through who to watch for, the Star Watch, everything like that. Now we need some predictions. We want some predictions, not just from us, but from all you at home too, because we got some fan polls online. We need to know what you're thinking, who you're thinking, who's going to win. Give us everything, comments, concerns. We know Danilo's the big star here, so if you want to talk to him, if you want to ask him any questions, Vasiliki, she's got all the answers for you. Keep the questions coming. Keep them rolling. We'll be with you all afternoon long from the tip-off until the final buzzer. Let's go. I'm going to ask you first, Vasiliki, the prediction for you. What are you thinking? Who you like?
Wanted to say Zalgiris, but logic says that Barcelona will win. I'd say 85 to 78, something like that. Like, not a big margin, but still a win for Barcelona.
Danilo, what are you thinking?
I'm also going with Barcelona after watching the games and their talent, and I'm having even a little bit bigger margin. Set, I think, around 12 points. So Barcelona it is. All
right, we got 2 for Barcelona. I can't go against the experts here. I'm just a guy who doesn't know much of anything, so I'm going to follow your lead. And yeah, 12-point lead. That's what you guys think. I don't know. I think it's going to be high scoring from what we've seen in the last couple of games from both of these teams. They like to score. They like to push the pace. It's free-flowing. It's high-end. It's high-tempo. I'm going 98-84. 14-point lead, 14-point win for Barcelona. I think they're just too strong in too many areas. And for Zalgiris to win, they'd have to play more than a perfect game, I think. And how about an MVP? We've got a lot of MVP candidates around on the floor today. Who's the MVP tonight?
Yeah, my first thought was Seyon Keita, but I have second thoughts right now, because if Daboneh plays a lot, maybe that will will decrease some of his minutes. But Danilo told me before that they use Daboneh as a 4 too, so maybe Keita still has a chance. You see his numbers, 26 PIR. He's really good, really good.
You're making it hard on our graphics guy. You said Keita before, but now how are we going to switch to Devone now?
No,
I mean,
I'm not saying Devone will be the MVP, but
you're
I'm
just
saying,
putting two in the mix, so you look like a genius when he gets the MVP,
no, don't
right?
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't say Devone will be the MVP of the tournament, but if Devone plays a lot, maybe this will have an impact on Keita's minutes on the floor.
All right, quickly, MVP, who you got?
I'm biased.
I knew you would be.
I go with the one German in the final.
Yeah.
Mathieu Grujic. Okay, he's having also a great, outstanding tournament by numbers. Keita is leading, but he is really a big part of Barcelona's success. So I'm going with the German.
Man, look
final.
at that mean mug on that picture right there. Hey, you're a nice guy. That's not you.
Never smiling on the media day.
Yeah.
All right, I'm following you. I'm following you, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not putting another one in the hat just in case. I'm going with Keita, and I think he's going to have a big game. The big stage is for big players and the best players, and that's, I think, he comes in, and I think he gets 25 and 15 at least.
Wow,
That's
big and bold prediction, but let's take also a moment to appreciate Rugby Farm Ulm, the host of this qualifier, because they're really doing a great job at promoting the young talents. They are known for the player first mindset and the elite talent they're developing. There are a few names that we can mention that everybody already knows because they are already dominating in the European scene, like Juan Núñez. He played there for 2 years and he helped the team to win the German championship back in 2023. That was a big surprise, I think, because it's usually Bayern or Alba who are dominating the titles there. But there are also a few other guys that are currently on the team because, yeah, Ben Saraf and Noah Sang are really showing up their talent there in German League and the Euro Cup. And we have also a word from Noah Sang who talked to Pep yesterday. So let's all see what he said about the NextGen.
How important was NextGen tournament for your growth as a player?
Yeah, that's very important. You know, just you can compete against like the best player, like in Europe, in under 18, and yeah, you can just like show yourself. You have a lot of scout and everything, so yeah, that's very important.
What was the biggest lesson you took from the NextGen experience?
I think like you're not always a team like everybody talking about, but like if you play with a lot of energy, with a lot of confidence, and you trust yourself, you can do great things.
Did your MVP performance in Dubai qualifier last season give you extra confidence heading into this season?
I think, yeah, of course, but like that's more the teamwork. I did a great season in INGT last year, and this season the coach trusts me, my teammate trusts me, like everybody put me on the right spot for performance.
What advice would you give to young players competing in NextGen?
I feel like just enjoy, that's a really nice tournament. Yeah, just enjoy, take some nice time and just perform.
What is it like to be NextGen qualifier MVP? A lot of great names in that list.
I think that's cool, you know, be MVP, that's always cool, but that's more teamwork. We won like in overtime against Adidas, so yeah, that's cool.
All right, so there is. Is there? There is. There is a ticket to Abu Dhabi up for grabs today in and only one team will be taking the cake, taking that ticket and punching their way to Abu Dhabi. Will it be Barcelona? Will it be Zalgiris Kaunas? Zalgiris in the white shirts. Always kind of strange to me to see them in the white shirts. Always so accustomed to that beautiful green that we're so used to in Lithuania. And well, there you get your first look at just the size advantage I think that Barcelona is going to have throughout the afternoon. Strombergas is right there with Keita, and Keita, well, surprise there. It was Strombergas who actually won the tip-off, and here we go. Zalgiris moving from left to right on your screen, and all of a sudden, boom, right off the bat, banging down a three from outside. If they're going to win, they're going to need those to fall.
They're going to need this, especially from their big guys stretching the floor to bring out the the rim protectors from Barca, they have to have a good 3-point percentage.
Dominicus Dobaris was the opening triple try of the game, and Zalgiris with the lead. They've started slow in the last few games, Vasilikis. That can't be the case here today.
Yeah, they need to stay in the game from the beginning, because if they start losing by double digits early on, it's really hard to catch up with Barcelona afterwards. So let's see how well they can do in these first minutes. I think their defense also is going to be key. They were really pressing Ulm, forced them to make 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of the game. So if that's the case here, maybe we'll have... Oh, and it's your guy.
Yeah,
He's already making
Danilo's
points.
guy padding his stats already.
Exactly. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Keep those free throws coming, huh? Can you win an MVP off just making free throws? I don't know about that. He can give it from the field though too, can he?
It's perfect to get his game going, to get the first easy buckets, to get in the game. It's always great at the line.
Milakauskis running the point guard position for Zalgiris, and both of these teams run really good offensive sets in the half court. You see right there. Oh, that's a beautiful finish in traffic from Vargas. Got it down low, took the contact, and he's on the board. He had 31 and 21 in the opening game.
That's so impressive.
He didn't live up to the standards in the rest of the games. He only played like 9 minutes, I think, in the second game. So I don't know, maybe there was like some time management to keep him
that was
fresh
the case. He played
for the
6
final.
minutes in the second game, I think, against Dubai.
Sure, they need him more today, especially against Keita. You see, you talked about the Vasiliki. He has a foul trouble, and immediately this is going to be a big key if he can stay on the court, because his nose for the rebound, for finishing around, it's what the small lineup with the shooting guards, so the guards and corners need.
Keita just missed a free throw. Nah, we
That's
can
your
afford to
MVPs?
do that. That's my MVP. Come
All right,
on.
I have a prediction here. I have another prediction. The MVP will not be one on the free throw line, okay? If that's the case, it's going to be a long afternoon here from Orange Campus in Ulm, as Zalgiris with the early lead, just a minute and a couple seconds into this first quarter. Vargas, he can make that three-pointer, can he? But he prefers to be working out on the interior, like he is right there, going right at the body, off the glass, and he's going back to the line.
Yeah, that's what I like. A good fight in the paint is always like worth seeing, worth watching. Like that's what makes highlights, like the dunks and the end ones. The threes are a big part of the game today, like thanks to Steph Curry. And shout out to him. And also a big shout out to our Luka Doncic, who used to dominate the EuroLeague and got recently traded to the Lakers. And you already know he played in the NextGen back in the day before he was the MVP of the EuroLeague. So the talent is there. Maybe we're now watching a future MVP of the league.
Like Luka was Dallas's for a little while. He's LA's for right now, but he was always ours in NextGen, wasn't he?
I mean, always be.
This is where he grew up. This is where he really got his first taste of success, of that international stardom that he has just flourished into over the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years now. It's been, my goodness, since he's been in NextGen. Only 25 years old, just turned 26 as a matter of fact. Is that Vargas again going down low? This time he's rejected, but he tries the baseline jumper. I think the shot clock ran out, and that was actually Dobaris who opened up the game with the early bucket. Getting right to the rim and finishing with the finger roll. Obviously, the three-point shooting team, for when you're this young, it still has to be polished. So, you know, when you can shoot really well, good percentages inside, that makes
sense. But counters, if you watch them in the warm-ups, it's really beautiful. I mean, all of them have great technique shooting. I mean, Lithuania is known for having great shooters, so that's the one part they can really rely on.
Top of the key, three-pointer, and he strokes it. That's Mikel Gonzalez. Barcelona take their first lead of the game with the triple try at the top of the horn.
You know what's interesting? None of these players from Barcelona was at the Spanish national team this summer, which is really strange. And also Barcelona has 2 players from Lithuania. So yeah, maybe definitely someone from Lithuania will win today.
Nice shot off the dribble from Mikalauskas right there, showing that he's not just a distributor. He can finish around the rim as well. And off to the races, it's Zalgiris again. Buika taking it coast to coast.
He will be the key player for this game. He had an impressive tournament so far and is scoring multiple ways. So if he has a good game, they're in a pretty good spot. And especially they dodged the first punch Barcelona gave just in the first couple minutes. So they're right there where they want to be.
No, they've proven in the first 3 or 4 minutes that they can hang with these guys. And now it's all about sustaining that rhythm. We talked about a big key for Zalgiris, creating some turnovers. You just saw one right there. That pass into the interior, a little haywire, a little off. Keita yet to really find his rhythm.
It's also the first time I think Keita is really seeing some experience and taller bodies in the tournament, so it won't be this easy while we see his biggest skill set protecting the rim.
So long, so lengthy, and he recovered from that Euro step. He got beaten really by Buika right there, but he was able to jump up, stretch those arms out, and it's not just about blocking shots, is it? It's about affecting shots as well.
Not always you can find if a player is really good from the box score. You have to actually watch the game to understand how much of an impact they have.
Well, right there, he just uses his size and his strength to tip that one up and over. As a point guard, you got to think it's such a luxury, isn't it? You just toss it up and you know your big guy is going to be down there. He's going to have a chance to put it in and get you an assist on the score sheet. Pull up three, Buika couldn't get it to go from the top, and Zalgiris now clinging on to a 1-point lead. Keita, another turnover, and this is exactly where Zalgiris want to be. Oh, scoop and score, 2 scoops I'll have from number 12, Bulanovic. Excellent defending, and really good pressure from Zalgiris.
Yeah, that's a key. Defense is the key always.
What also was really impressive and fun to watch was the crowd defense of Zalgiris. I think a lot of parents made the trip to Rome, and they made a show over there. Like really, 40 minutes, they were cheering, they were celebrating, they brought so much energy.
Well, you would have never guessed it. If you've seen Zalgiris Arena, I mean, it's always so calm and so quiet there,
Who would
right?
have thought they like basketball?
It's one of the greatest. Even as a away team, it's one of the greatest arenas to play.
I mean, how much do you love going in there and really just feeling that energy, feeling that passion for their team, but
passion for basketball.
That's it.
Because they cherish, even if the opponent have a great play, they know, oh, that was a great play, and even applause sometimes for that. So it's amazing to play there. Even when they play the national anthem before, it's always a gift.
Everybody's up and singing it like that's awesome.
So it's a really great culture for basketball, this country. And you see it also with the young kids.
What was it? Exactly the day he was wasn't he singing the anthem the other day?
Yeah, and he only played there for 1 year, and I was like, does he know it? Like, it's Lithuania. I'm like, wow.
It's incredible. I mean, and that's the kind of stuff that just sticks with you for a lifetime, though. And the day right there, I mean, he showed
rejection.
Maybe he's going for Lithuanian citizenship, you know? Maybe he wants to live in Kaunas the rest of his life. In the corner, too strong there from, I think that was Mikalauskas, who got a good look, and they're going to keep shooting threes. They might not shoot that good of a percentage, but against the Barcelona team, you got to get those long balls to go.
Great rejection. Yeah, Kaunas got to watch out, especially. They cannot go the same up-tempo style as Barcelona. If they turn into this, I think if they slow down the pace a little bit more, like you see in the beginning, run their set offense, they will have some better looks and better rhythm and cannot run Barcelona.
Raul Villar, the top assist man for Barcelona, and a team that really does do a good job distributing the ball. Of course, when you got that man as your anchor down low, it works out pretty well for you. Couldn't get that one to go. Still doing a good job defending, aren't they, Zalgiris down in the paint?
That didn't go in either. Keita got the rebound.
Yeah, you see, it's a good start, but you see they still a little bit nervous to be on this big stage. And had some open looks, but then you see.
I mean, the coaching game plan right now defensively for Zalgiris is really, there's so much attention being played on Kietan, and he's really having a tough time getting the ball. What a step back and a fadeaway on the baseline.
You see the parents? They're there cheering for the kids.
For everybody. That's really, that was one thing that stood out to me. It was really great. But Bujka, he's amazing. Like the multiple ways at his age already, how he's able to score, especially in mid-range game. Even though the opponent stops him, he turns around and gets off every time he plays. That's really impressive.
Well, we are about six and some change into this one, and so far so good from Zalgiris. It is true that Barcelona, maybe Vasilikis, hasn't found their rhythm just yet.
Yeah, but we have to see when the second group of players from Zalgiris come in, because I think they're not as deep as Barcelona, so maybe that's the key. So far so good, but can they last for 40 minutes?
I mean, I hope so. I hope it stays a close game, even though we all predicted.
Yeah.
Vasiliki predicted the last amount, so I hope. I mean, it's always great to watch a close game, and also for the kids to get the experience of some close games.
Luke Pluvinet at the line and missed them both. That's another thing you see with the youngsters, not an automatic at the free throw line, and really that kind of opens things up deep into the game when maybe a lead looks certain, but man, it's not always the case.
100%. I mean, you have to make those free throws in the final and close games to feel comfortable. If you don't have that, maybe at the end, even more nerves come into play.
Barcelona, one time they have won the NextGen final. Zalgiris twice they've won it. Now, really kind of in the very early stages of the Next Generation tournaments that they were getting into their sort of groove and winning titles. Oh, that was almost a big jam by Kouros. But it's been a while for Zalgiris, and I mean, you know how basketball crazy that country is.
Yes, I had the opportunity to talk to our expert David yesterday, and he told me all about what he knows about Zalgiris back in the days and what happened. So I think he told me they lost the last 4 times they were in the finals in the qualifier. So hopefully, maybe for them today, they have a better outcome.
No, they're itching to get
The thing that
back.
they're always there, they always make it to the final is also hopeful, but sometimes it's not about winning a title at that point, but having the talent to go there and be persistent every time, that counts for something, for sure, because these are great experiences for the kids later on for their career. So even if they didn't win, they still have the experience.
And not for nothing, I don't want to step on any toes here, but it's got to hurt to see Zalgiris after they won a couple of them early on, to see the two Adidas now starting to win some of these next-gen tournaments too, because, I mean, that, as your bitter rival, I know there's no love lost between them, so seeing them, that's got to make the motivation even stronger to get back to the final stages, and not just that, but to win it all. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, but we'll get you sorted out. It is still 16-15, as you can see. We are, it's been tight so far, and really a good game. Maybe not as typical as we've seen here in the Ulm tournament, because these two teams, they've been blowing teams out so far, but Zalgiris at the moment holding strong.
We see Mohamed Nabone, first time checking in. But that's a good sign for Kaunas. They're not scared to go to the basket and even challenge the tall, big guys from Barcelona.
And already took his first foul, so that also counts for something. You see the kids there filming him? They're gonna say in a few years, I was there, I saw him there playing.
Even though yesterday, right next to Barcelona bench, he had his own fan club sitting there.
Did he really?
The kids from home, I think everybody knows him from social media. So he had his own, every time checked in, everything time he had a good.
Wow.
They cheer for him.
How do you deal with that? I mean, at 13, I couldn't even tie my own shoes. This guy's got his own fan club.
You can
the pressure is really a lot.
You can just hope he stays down to earth and keeps working because he is such a big talent, and hopefully he doesn't stop and keeps his team already.
And you know, what you said before surprised me about the work ethic of the young kids, because all I hear from coaches and like ex-players or retired players in Greece is that the young kids don't have the work ethic that is required because they are too caught up in the social media and what everybody is saying, blaming the media if they had a bad game and there's a bad exposure, and they're not really focused on their game itself. So it really stood out to me when you said like the young kids in Germany and what you've seen are really work ethic.
It really depends, you know, especially those guys who make it to this level, this competition level, they have it, you know, but a lot of guys actually have to focus, like you said, on themselves and working hard to make the next step slowly each year.
That's a great drive from the baseline from Butayevis, and you know, it's just one after another weapon for Barcelona. If you can shut down Keita, then you got Guricic. If you shut down Guricic, you got exactly. It's just Dabone, and it's just always you're constantly thinking on the defensive end of this.
You cannot take away everything. I mean, so far Connor's done a good job having the right intensity, and also Barcelona looks a little shocked at the beginning. But if not the Lithuanian guys in Barcelona who know Kaunas better than them, so they're probably even more motivated to play this game.
And I think it also counts what I told you before, like Barcelona had easier opponents coming into this game, so maybe they didn't think the Zalgiris could put up a fight like they're doing right now, because I hate to say it, but Olympiacos team is not really strong, like the other Greek teams too. They have like two guys standing out.
Watch it, you're going back to Greece after
I know,
this.
but I have to speak the truth. They have two guys that are standing out right now, Pavlopoulos and Brunelles. They have both made their debuts with the senior Olympiacos team in the Greek league. But other than that, there's no one that really stands out right now. We don't know what will happen in the future because some kids are late bloomers, so you can never know, but yeah.
But I know exactly what you mean. When we played the qualifier tournament in Munich, we played in the group stage against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And everybody knew Real Madrid was a big favorite to win the whole tournament, so there was a lot of energy going into this game. And then there was in the final, we met Valencia, and everybody was already, okay, we beat the toughest team, okay, we can relax a little bit, okay, we won it automatically. And then Valencia showed up pretty aggressive, and it was a big fight till the last second.
Dabone already at 4 points. Let's see what will happen at the end of this.
Ooh, got the mismatch and the foul. How about that little take to the bucket right there? That was Kone on the defense, and watch this. He sees his mismatch right there, and he goes, you know what? I'm taking the big boy for a bucket. Grunix at the line, averaging 5.7 points a game. One of those guys who's just working his way into the rotation a little bit for Zalgiris.
I mean, you can be happy as a coach if you have a backup guard coming like him coming into the game and immediately having an impact. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's a new guy. He transferred to Zalgiris last summer, so he's still processing and learning the system and everything. So that's kind of logical.
Just turned 18 February 5th, so happy birthday to the big guy, Dominikas Grunkes.
Someone else has done his homework too. You said about me, but you read
you know
this
what?
really
You're not
well.
the only one working hard around here. I gotta
that's
earn my
what I
paycheck
like.
somehow. It's not gonna be this beautiful face that does it for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Youth is not always enough. That's what I meant. Youth is not always enough. You have to work too, you know.
Great take to the bucket again. That was Louvinet getting his first field goal of the afternoon. And just like that, we're done with 10 minutes here. Zalgiris Kaunas ahead in this first place matchup. We've still got 30 more minutes. You better not be going anywhere.
But it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game as you predicted, at least from what we've seen so far. Let's take a look at some of... are we? No, maybe not.
There we
No,
go.
yeah. We will look some of the highlights of the first quarter. I wasn't exactly sure, but yeah.
But I mean, just one thing was really clear. It was, oh, what do we got? here we go. The pool, the results. What's in my ear? What's going on here? Did anybody hear that? Or was I talking too much? Ah, the fan pools. Okay, there we go. Vasiliki, you got the stats right there?
I do not have the stats right there.
It's okay. I see it. I can see it. So if you want me to, I'll lay it out the stats for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In the fan pool where we asked who was going to win this game, it looks like we got a big Lithuanian fan base in the crowd right now. 62% are going for Zalgiris. And hey, after that first quarter, maybe, just maybe, going against the so-called experts here in the group. But the fans at the moment, not bad.
That's what I always say. We're here to make ourselves look like fools whenever we're predicting something. So I won't be surprised if it goes the other way around. Not at all.
Well, I mean, between who's the leading scorer right now? We've got for Barcelona, it's Kieto with 5 points through 10 minutes of play. Buika's got 10 points right now. So, I mean, we talked about Kieto, we talked about Debonnet, but it's the big guy down low for Zalgiris who's doing it.
Buika is doing an amazing job. I mean, if he keeps up this pace, we know who's going to end up with the MVP. And like always people say, if you're an expert and you tip the right winner, you're not an expert.
Exactly. Just proof of the pudding right there in that first 10 minutes, but a long way to go. And well, if we have it our way, this game's going to go back and forth until the very end.
Do you think that maybe Barcelona was more focused on Supergas and that's created some more space for Buika in the first minutes?
Maybe a little bit, but also they played it really smart. I mean, like both of you said, the turnover so far is killing Barcelona, and Buika is really creating an open core to take advantage of this.
Another offensive rebound for Barcelona, and they're just pushing the Zalgiris around down low. I mean, the offensive rebounds right now, it's 7 rebounds total for Zalgiris and 6 offensive rebounds for Barcelona.
Yeah, but if you see Cornet already, how developed his body is, how strong he looks, it's not an easy matchup for Zalgiris.
All 3 centers of Barcelona are really big, really strong in the paint. So if you take one out on fouls, then the other guys coming in. So how do you stop that?
Yeah. They play now with Debonnet at the 4, like we talked about before. He's 2'14". So it's really difficult, and there's clearly the advantage they want to use with their size.
Cornet splits the 2, so we've got a 1-point game here from the Orange campus here in Ulm. Another 3-ball from the far wing, and that one was just a bit too strong. They got to keep shooting it, but they can't just rely on those outside shots from Zalgiris, can they?
No. Like in the beginning, they did a great job. Stormberger, she was not afraid to go at Keita. Buika, he going at the big guys, so they cannot rely just shooting, especially like this off-balance shots.
Pick coming from the big man Kone, and it's Gonzalez working it right back down to the big boy, and that's where Barcelona gets you right there. The pick and rolls, getting the big men moving out on the perimeter.
Spanish pick and roll for the Spanish team. So.
Yeah. No wonder there.
No wonder there. They execute this perfect.
Yeah. I think that's something they learn really on. Or watch the last play again.
I'll tell you,
we'll have a
one
time.
of the best games I ever saw, and I don't know, it was a long time ago, but I think it was 2021 when NextGen had their final in Valencia, and it was Madrid and Barcelona. I'm not talking about the best NextGen game I've ever seen. I think it might have been the best basketball game I've ever seen.
Wow.
It went into like double overtime, I think. It was just, I mean, there was injuries, there was blood, there was tears, there was just, it was one of the most passionate games. I was sitting there courtside, and literally, I remember thinking to myself, I almost like broke down after the game. I felt like I had been through like the emotional ringer, but It's just, I mean, just because these guys are young, they bring it, and it's a fantastic quality of basketball, and it doesn't have to be a EuroLeague, you know, product just to be the best game you've ever seen.
It means so much for them. We had the same when we won against Madrid, and it's a lot of pressure also already on this young kid because there's this tournaments, the qualifiers, the final. It means a lot for the academies, and there were also players from Real Madrid who broke down, and their teammates had to pick them up and encourage them again. So you really see this means a lot for the teams, but also for the players.
And that's what they're playing for right there. The trophy that will get them to Abu Dhabi for the finals of the NextGen tournament. And, well.
And maybe something to remember later on in their careers, as we have seen many stars playing NextGen the previous years. Victor Wembanyama played, Porzingis played, Mirotic played, and he was dominating at the young ages, and he's still dominating in the EuroLeague, so no wonder there. Like, there's so many guys, and some German, the Wagner brothers, also we've seen in the NextGen the previous years, like, so much talent.
Yeah, you have to watch really closely also from this year. You will see in a couple of years, either in the NBA or in the EuroLeague. Well, Žalgiris is draining it from outside.
Mikalauskas right now, and it was Guica before who just hit the three. So that's 2 in a row, but a couple of easy buckets for Barcelona. Both of them scored by Pluvine, who is starting to find his own rhythm right now.
Yeah, 7 points in 7 minutes. That's good.
Guica's got 13 points. This one, though, Daubris, and Daubris couldn't hit it from the near side. 13 points for Guica. He's averaging 18.5. Might he just get his average at halftime?
Maybe. It looks like it. If he's still on the court for 2, 3, 4 minutes, yeah, he can definitely reach that mark.
At 23 against yesterday, that was his tournament high, but he looks like he might be eyeing breaking that record here. Kick out. Beautiful transition basketball right there. Couldn't make it in the corner, and now Barcelona off to the races as well.
And you see how fast they're around the court. They're trying to push the rhythm like the Spanish teams like to do. Maybe. But let's see what you all think and what you want to know. Like, you know, David Hein is there and he can answer all your questions, so feel free to reach out to him in the group chat and he will answer to you at no time.
Yeah, somebody try to stump him. Somebody try. David Hines there, he knows everything about everything. So somebody come up with a trivia question that's gonna stump him because he's sitting there courtside. I don't know if I can see him in the frame right there or not, but I defy anybody. Bring up a question that he's gonna say, you know what? I don't know. It's not gonna happen.
It's
not gonna happen.
No.
It's not gonna. He knows everything. He knows every player. You can ask him for exact dates. Sometimes even the outcome of a game. So.
He's a mad
But
genius.
challenge him. Challenge him. I would love
challenge
to see.
us too. Anything you know, anything you want to see. You want to see Danilo do a little dance or the gritty or something like that. You know, we're open to anything around here. It's an open forum. 31-31. I think the largest lead between these two teams has been 4, maybe 5 points. I mean, it's been on a razor's edge for really the first quarter and a half so far from Orange Campus.
It was 4 points exactly in the second minute. Žalgiris was up 7-3, so yeah, pretty tight game. Another pair of free throws for Butajevas, his first trip to down the lane.
Butajevas averaging 13 points per game, and I think really he's one of those scorers that they rely on, especially down the stretch, where he's so solid. He can do a little bit of everything. He can put the ball on the floor.
I'm impressed with his size. He's like around 2'8", I think. With his size to put the ball on the floor, to shoot the ball, more playing like a small forward than actually a 5-man or 4-man.
Brunk is getting a good bit of playing time right now, going right at Kone, and the whistle, no, keep playing, says the referee. Tough shot from outside, and that is going to be a foul down low. It will stay with Zalgiris. I think Kone is going to be whistled for the foul. Number 2, so the foul's racking up a little bit. I mean, they've got so much depth there. It's really hard
But
to...
don't forget, Keita so far wasn't a big factor. He's ready to come in
Yeah,
immediately as
exactly.
soon as foul trouble piling up for Kone.
Pick your poison, right?
Exactly.
For Zalgiris. I mean, you get one guy in foul trouble, they just bring someone off the bench. Inbound to Strombergas, who, well, he had his quick start to the game, but he's kind of quieted down since going to the bench. He's back on the floor now. Buicas, kick out, pull up, short off the front iron, but it falls for Buicas again. He won't shy away from that shot in the corner, but the whistle went, and it will be against Barcelona, who have just 2 team fouls. No, excuse me.
I thought
Offensive
the foul
foul
was
right there.
in the 3.
Kicking the legs. Actually, technical foul. The refs were really looking for this kicking the legs in this tournament.
Dalbris was the one who went down on the rebound attempt, but I think the whistle had already come beforehand. So, like you said, technical right there, and it's something we've been seeing more and more and more of. Is that something that, as a kid, I mean, you're used to seeing players, watching them growing up, watching players do that. So is it something that's sort of just embedded in your brain, and you do it just because you've grown up seeing it?
I don't think it's necessary because you see it from the active players or whatever. I think it's more naturally, you know, you get tripped a little bit, you fall down, you overact, or referees, you want somebody who dumb it down. So I think it's just a focus. Each year it's a focus on something new.
Yeah, no,
on referee side. So maybe right now it's the falling down on the threes, kicking the legs.
Number 3, Hungarian, Strombergas with the offensive rebound, and that's back as well.
I was sitting right next to the guy with behind him with the head, and they were cheering the whole game.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. 6 points for Strombergas so far, and got 1 free throw to complement his bucket.
Kone with the second foul, like we just said, Keita checking back in.
So we have another poll running. We asked people who had the highest PIR in the qualifier tournament, and 46% are claiming it was Barcelona. The other nominees was Real Madrid, NextGen Munich, and Mega.
I probably have to go with Barcelona because it was such a high without influencing any of our viewers.
Without.
In Lithuania, I'm assuming that these guys, they've grown up together. They know each other not just from club teams, right? But with national teams too. Kind of. When does that start where you get to know guys from kind of all over the country?
It really depends. I mean, obviously for me, I was also a little bit a late bloomer. I came in first time to under 18. Normally, you know, with under 16, they start to know each other. But yeah, like you said, we create a great bond between those guys, and they know each other. And most of the Lithuanian national team players, if they're not in, for example, Barcelona as well,
Yeah.
they go to Kaunas because they're doing a really, really great job developing young talent.
Yeah. Vasiliki, I think it's time for another shout out. Who we got to shout out right now? I mean, one of the legends. Give us a big boy. Give us a big name.
Who at the top of my head I can remember Porzingis.
Oh, Porzingis, that's one of the biggest
Teodosic,
ones. Yeah,
like
exactly.
back in the day, because NextGen has been around for more than 2 decades now. It's been a great competition, always developing, always bringing up new talents to feed the EuroLeague, the NBA, all the major competitions. So, like, shout out to all these players.
I'll give you one. I'll give you a little history, but I'm sure David Ein knows this already. But one of the MVPs the first few years for Zalgiris in their championship title season Montejunas.
Wow,
How about that? How about
and he's still around. He's now with Monaco. Let's see what they can do this year.
Yeah, I mean they've been hanging around, right? They got your boy. They got Spanoulis on the sideline.
Of course, the legend, the ultimate legend. But another couple of Greek guys too, because like Greek basketball is at its best right now. Nikolethis and George Papagiannis are there. They are thriving. And Nick is back from his injury, thankfully. But yeah, let's talk about the next gen, not the ones we are currently enjoying.
Guika's trying to get hot again, and he's put him on skates. Kita, my goodness, Guika's got it going on today. 15 points already, creeping up to his tournament high 23.
And what a beautiful move! Like, the skill set is there.
It's there. I think overall, if you watch all the talents in this tournament, he's the closest to be able to play really with the pro on the pro level.
I mean, he played a couple minutes with the first team. He played against Alba Berlin. It was only a couple minutes, but hey, when you're a young kid like that, that means the world to you, doesn't it?
We talked about Žalgiris Arena, and I think if you grow up in Lithuania, that's probably it's not the NBA. It's just to play one time in the home in front of that home crowd.
That first time you get your name announced around the arena right there, and you know how basketball savvy, how smart the fans are. They know exactly who you are. They know exactly where you're coming from, and to, I mean, like you said, I think this is just a little taste of what's to come here in the future.
I missed that move. Switching hands in air to the left hand. That's
Miguel Gonzalez with a little MJ-esque, you know? 38-38, like we said, again, 4 points has been the largest lead on either end. This is has been a fantastic contest so far, and now 4:10 to go in the first half. No surprise, Guika's got the handball in his hands.
Give it to
He's the hottest.
Stumbergas on the pick, and Guika again! Are you kidding me with this guy?
He already has his average right now.
Is that 18 right now? 18, and there they get a stop after William just too strong off the front iron. Slow getting back, and why not have a go? It's starting to rain from downtown. Not that time for Branovic. Branovic, a guy who came over from Podgorica last year and making himself at home in Lithuania.
Foul? Was it offensive?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Second for Cater. So now maybe we see some more minutes of Davone at the 5.
Has only played 6 minutes, but he already has 4 points and 4 rebounds. Pretty good, I'd say, for 6 minutes on the court.
Well, it's interesting now to see also Kaunas is throwing different defensive at them, playing zone, and it's really impressive from my coaching or players' perspective to see at such a young age the different techniques or systems they already know to be able to play on this high level.
How much you've been a part of these qualifying tournaments, and I mean, just watching all these, it can exhaust you. It's a lot of games. So playing in them in these tight windows of 3-4 games in 2 or 3 days, how much is fatigue a factor? Even though they're young kids and they're going into the bench a little bit.
It's a big factor, and I think we will see in the second half, especially when we talked about Barcelona having a deeper bench. But you never know with such an important game on the line how much energy you have in your back pocket.
And a second foul on Mikalauskas, he's the leading point guard of Žalgiris, so maybe it's also a little bit of a concern given that we have 3 more minutes until halftime.
With the Eves at the line, he was 2 for 2, but missed his first one right there. .5 points in the first game, 16.7 in the second game, and he's creeping up towards his average of 13 here in Ulm. Better first look at Masamba Villa, no? But, I think that's our first time seeing him, so going deep down into the bench, the Barcelona coach, and there is Abonné shutting down that
He didn't even
penetration.
have to jump.
That reminded me of the block we just probably all saw from Wembanyama in there, where he was blocking him and standing down. So there are some similarities.
Do you think so? Like he can be the next Wemby?
Probably, I think, like from his length. I mean, he's maybe not going to be as tall as Wemby, but right now we see he's developing the skill set, shooting ability. So far, we haven't seen him put the ball on the floor or some one-leg three-pointers, but he's so young, so never say never.
Did Wemby have a fan club when he was 13 years old? I don't know. I think Dabonnet might have him on that. I think Dabonnet might have him on that, at least statistic right there. Guica gets the long rebound and no reset the shot clock, reset the play. He's been the hot hand, and is he feeling it? Barcelona knows that. They're giving him a bit more attention right now. Step back, Guica from the three-point range, and ooh, they'll keep it again. So a few more offensive rebounds, a few extra possessions for Zalgiris, which is kind of turned the tables a little bit from what we saw in that first quarter.
Now the offensive rebounds are 7 for Zalgiris and 9 for Barcelona, more balanced. And Zalgiris keeps shooting from afar. Barcelona has only took 5 shots from downtown, only made 1, but Zalgiris is 4 out of 17. And they have only took 2 field goals, so very balanced there. They don't go in so much because of the size of Barcelona bigs.
Now look at that right there. Stamarius looking for any sort of room. He was suffocated under the basket, but he'll get a couple free throws for his trouble.
He is amazing. Like he's catching all the balls in traffic, what's really not often for a big guy. So, and he's keeping up the ball. He's trying to go up, even though Dabonnet is standing right in front of him. So, give him really credit for that.
How much is that attributed to just kind of genetics and having a dad that was a great shooter, soft hands, and
probably he'd been in the basketball arena when he was able to walk. So, if you touch the basketball in this young age, you probably get the natural feeling.
And a smooth stroke right there as he puts Zalgiris up by 3. 2:06 to go in this second quarter, and it's been back and forth, free-flowing, and as we kind of expected, high scoring here through the first half. Dabonnet, that's a matchup down there, isn't it? Dabonnet, maybe still got to polish off those post moves a bit, of course, with his youth, with an inexperience, maybe forcing it a little bit.
So Marcos did a really good job defending him right there, down the paint. So we gotta give him credit for that. Because sometimes we're too focused on what's happening on the offense, like who's scoring the ball, and we forget about how crucial is defense.
Defense wins the championships.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
That's
I haven't played, but that's what everybody says, so I will take their word for it.
You know what? You don't have to tell people you didn't have to play, because the way you talk about basketball and you know, you look like a basketball player, you sound like a basketball player.
Have you seen my height? How do I seem like a basketball player, dude? I'm 160.
Well, you're fucking compasa. You're about the same size as him. I mean, come on.
I'm the TJ Short of the journalists.
Exactly.
I can say, like, I can say that.
That's beautiful right there. That's your boy Miguel Gonzalez, and
Just rewatching.
where would Zalgiris be without Guica today? Because he has basically been carrying the load so far on his average right now, and that's what's got him in the lead at the moment. As we take a look at the stats.
Yeah, let's take a look. Like, you see the difference in the 2 field goals. Like Barcelona is always driving to the basket. They have tried it 27 times, but they're not that productive. They have scored 12 apiece from its team. Like this assist, 6 for its team. Like pretty balanced game. We see it from the score. Like they're going hand in hand. Zalgiris has a small lead, but they can't like break the game so far. Guica has 18 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. He's the one who's standing out the most so far. let's see what will happen at the last seconds of this first half.
It's been a pretty clean game too, hasn't it? For two young teams in a high pressure situation, 5 turnovers apiece. Both teams taking care of the ball pretty well through the first half, and that's, I think, why we've got such a high scoring game so far. Great offensive sets that Barcelona run in the half court. And they might just open up a shot here on the perimeter. Pick and roll is a chance. Picking up his dribble, trying to scoop it over a couple of defenders. Dabone with the offensive rebound, and guess who's there for the rebound?
Who else? Man of the hour.
Behind the back pass, did he get a little too cute with it? Zalgiris save it, and off the hesitation, never really looked like he wanted to shoot that clearance.
Who is the brother of Radions and Artur Kurux, if you were wondering yet. He is another kid in this basketball family. Let's see if he will end up in Spain too.
Could be, right? I mean,
not a bad championship, but I would go there. I would go there.
Nice weather, decent food.
That's gonna be fun when they come home at all. There's gonna be great pickup games, one-on-one battles probably going on.
Sure.
And I don't even want to imagine how much food their parents had to put on the table for them to grow like this.
Now it's their turn to come home and pick up the groceries, isn't it? 40 seconds left, and Zalgiris still in the lead there by 1, and timeout from the Lithuanians, who just want to talk things over, maybe trying to set up a 2-for-1, perhaps. Get a couple extra shots before heading into the halftime break. From inside the arc for Zalgiris, which really wasn't that common coming into today. But they have stepped up and knocked down some three-pointers as well.
And only 43.3% for Barcelona, which is strange given their size. But Zalgiris defense has given them a lot of problems. They're trying to feed their center, but they're not able to do it in most of the cases. But they are not taking the threes either. I don't know why they hesitate so much. Only 5 attempts in 20 minutes. I think that's too low.
It is. But Zalgiris doing really, actually, they have a great game plan right now for Barcelona. Slowing down the game, don't allow too many easy buckets, what Barcelona was used to in the group stage. So I think also Barcelona is a little bit surprised by the physicality of Zalgiris, how they fight, especially in defense.
Well, who would have thought that Luke Pluvinet would have been the high scorer for Barcelona coming off of the first 2 quarters? He got 9 points. That says something about what he's doing tonight, but it also says what Zalgiris is doing to keep down some of those top scores for Barcelona. Wika, already on his average, step back 3 off the front iron, and it's taken down by Gouillet.
He's feeling hot, he had to take it.
Yeah, why
we can
not?
blame him for that.
As a coach, we want to see at least challenge and take a little bit.
3 on the clock. Here is VR taking it all the way to the rack, trying to get the foul, and he will with .2 on the game clock. As we approach halftime, it's going to be the Spanish point guard Raul Villar with a couple of free throws to put Barcelona into the lead potentially from the charity stripe 20 minutes into this game.
Is that a first lead, potential first lead for Barcelona, or were they already
I think they've been in the lead once or twice before, but man, it's been narrow so far. They won't have the lead going into halftime right now.
The first one, exactly.
No, they were up by 3 in the 14th minute, 31-34.
Right, he missed them both, so Zalgiris, after 20 minutes.
Many missing free throws, like
that's what we talked about as well. I mean, you know, in these finals, the young kids, and you got to make your free throws if you're going to close out games, especially late on.
That was the first great half, but we will be right back for the second part of the game to see who's gonna win. half of this first place game in the Ulm qualifier. That will give a golden ticket to the winning team to go to the Abu Dhabi to play the final tournament of the season upcoming May. It's a tight game so far. Zalgiris is up by 1 point with Buika dominating with 18 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Nobody else is really stepping up, but there's nobody from Barcelona who is also doing very hard work. So we'll see what will happen. Guys, what do you think will happen in the second half?
Danilo, I mean, we talked about maybe Zalgiris having to have a perfect game coming into today to beat Barcelona. Has that been the case so far?
Buika for sure. He's having one of the best. I think other guys still have potential to step up, but what's a little bit concerning for me is that Kaunas having a great game, and on Barcelona's side, a couple of guys didn't find their rhythm yet, and it's still just a 1 point lead for Kaunas. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, right now it is Zalgiris Kaunas who are really shooting the ball well inside the arc. Got a couple threes down as well, courtesy of Buika. But at the moment, you're just it's like a ticking time bomb, isn't it? Until Keita come, until Dabone come and start really coming to life. You got to think that was part of the discussion about Sindike in the halftime break.
Yeah, and Grujic needs to step up for Barcelona. There are many candidates who can do the job in the second half, but let's see what will happen with Zalgiris. They're really pushing for this one. They really want this one, and it's clear and it's evident. We have less than 30 seconds for the second half to start. We saw the trophy there, the scorer's table, ready to be lifted up. So let's see. It's an interesting game though. It's not a blowout, so everybody's still pretty much on it and engaged. So that's good for the kids too.
Now that 20 minutes are in the book, do you think you've played so much over the course of your career? Are the nerves gone and now it's just all right? Now we focus on game plan, or are the nerves still there, being such a big game with so much at stake?
I think the nerves will show at the end of the game. I think we can never forget, even though it's a great game we are watching, it's a high-level game we're watching. I can only remind myself those kids, they are 16, 17, 18 years old. So
that's what we said. Grujic makes the first bucket of the second quarter,
you
of the
called
second
it right
half.
there.
Yeah, I told you.
That's somebody's MVP on the panel. I'm not going to say who.
Who would it be? Who's German among us? I don't know. But I think Grujic has French and Serbian inheritance too, but he has chosen to play for Germany. So yeah, that's interesting.
Great for Germany in basketball. I mean, he's a high prospect, being one of the top guards in Europe right now.
Barcelona take the lead early on, and if it's anything like the Buika stepping in 2 and 3,
continuing where he left off. So
2 points away from his tournament high, 23 points, and you get the feeling that he's just getting started.
Right now, you need somebody who just focus on him to lock him down. If Barcelona wants to get a lead.
Getting the roll, slicing down the lane. That was Raul Villar, and showing that he's not just an assist man, he can do a little bit of everything. Gunitz picks up his dribble, and let's see if the defense just turns up a little notch, a couple notches on both sides, as a matter of fact. Buika again, heat check.
He's in the zone right now. He's in the zone. He seems unstoppable. He's even better than he was in the first half, because like he seems to be like, hey, I'm getting the ball, get out of the way.
He is in takeover mode at the moment, and if it's going to be Zalgiris who's going to win this game, it's going to be the number 23 who leads them to the finish line. Eurostep, the scoop is swatted away. Stombargas, who had a quick start on the offensive end, slowed down a little bit, doing it more on the defensive and rebounding side right now.
Well, he's so important for the defensive side to be a big factor. Keita is no factor. Konare has foul trouble, and that's all courtesy to Stombergas.
It's a professional move right there. A little half
and
step.
we've seen this a couple times, so it's not a one-time show. He's thrown it all the time.
Quick trigger on the baseline, beating the buzzer, and that was a beautiful beautiful setup out of the inbound pass. Guricic again, 9 points. Struggling from inside the arc at the moment, but let's just see if that turns things around for him a bit.
They need him. They need him to score. He was in 2 or 3 games, I think he was the top scorer so far, so they need him desperately.
Look who's out on Buika right now. Let's see how much space he gets.
The three, but didn't fall in. Barca's ball again.
Is that maybe just a strategy, putting one of the big boys on him and just kind of trying to lock him down, make everybody else beat you?
Jumbled there after the hustle play from Zalgiris. Grisic, I think, asked for a foul to be drawn, but that's not the case. Zalgiris out of bounds from Buika.
We're talking about who can step up for Barcelona, but who do you guys think needs to help Buika out? It can't just be him beating Barcelona, can it?
Yeah, I think Mikalauskas, maybe. He can be a factor. He can, like, get some shots in.
Sure, he was in foul trouble now also in the beginning of the second half. He's on the bench. So for sure, when he comes back into the game, he needs to step up and help.
Obviously, Stombergas with the 31-point game. He's one of the top scorers for this side. Bremkovic is also a top scorer for them. He's the top third scorer. But when you're involved in so much defensive duty and all those big bodies clogging up the paint, that can get a little tougher, can it?
Tiring, but you have enough guys. The three-man, big-man rotation they are playing. Kaunas, they have a great impact and great defensive job.
Spinning its VR, looking out to the corner, pump fake and putting it on the deck. Foul on the floor. It'll be whistled against Grunix. Juvinet was the hot hand for Barcelona. Top scorer with 9 points, but like we were talking about before, it's not exactly your ideal top scorer for Barcelona.
Game plan for sure looked different, but I mean, Barcelona, one of the top academies, everybody's ready to step up.
What is Zalgiris doing that is keeping Keita so quiet so far?
They're physical, and they are also as well tall, and they just really, I think, focus him, not letting him get good position. Because right now, also what we've seen before with Dabonnet, he's not the most physical yet to be a post player, so they need to catch the ball pretty close. Also not in this possession. Okay, now exactly when I'm saying it, you see, yeah, right away.
Is it a foul on the front? Stombergas then. But as you were talking about it, and talking about just getting some physicality on it, when you see Stombergas, he checked him at the free throw line before he just walked into the lane. So you just got to get that little bit of, make him uncomfortable, right? I guess that's the plan.
That's exactly what I do. Always be there, a little bit of contact. Keita missed a couple layups in the beginning. Now he's thinking maybe about it, or not the natural movements. And see, as soon as they're physical against him, he's struggling a little bit.
It was the third foul on Stombergas, who went to the bench, and Kurks took his place. Let's see how that will go. Maybe that's a chance for Keita to do something right now.
Yeah, it's a big foul right there. 3 for Stombergas. He is their anchor down low, so it's going to be up to the big boys. Dovaris.
Yeah, nice one.
Brunix getting into traffic, finishing with the tough. Oh, I mean, the backdoor cut right there. Backdoor was open, and what a dish it was from the big man. Playing the reverse high-low. Brunix, 8 points now. 9 make that after made free throw. So still 4 points, just the biggest lead for either side. And when you're talking about a first place matchup, that's exactly what you want, isn't it?
It's going back and forth. It's amazing. Like, shots are fired, but they always have the right answer. I don't know, I want to say who has the right answer, because it's such a close game. And
it might come down to who's got the ball last. I mean, this might come down to the very final possession. Extra pass to the corner from Dovaris. Here's that hot hand. The potential MVP. Oh, boom.
Come
MVP.
on, man. Come on.
MVP.
Don't do it like that.
MVP.
It's illegal. It should be illegal. 26 points already. Like, amazing. 2 out of 2
Where's
threes.
David Hine? David Hine.
Right now?
What's the points record in a first place game? Give us something, David Hine.
Greece, it's 11 points so far. Like, he stepped up after the halftime.
I gotta text David on my Motorola tablet over here.
Yeah.
David, where you
Get
at?
the scoop. Get the scoop. It's in it. Didn't work out this time for Keta. The ball is again for Zalgiris, out of bounds.
I love how engaged on every little good possessions Adidas have, defense, offense, how engaged the bench is, jumping up, celebrating for their teammates.
Well, it looks like a team who came in with a plan, and they're watching that plan actually unfold right now. And that's really what kind of you see with the bench, that they're all sort of, not just the coach, the players bought into it too.
Yes. Even the guys who hasn't played so far, they all in there. You see them clapping, standing. It's great.
So some substitutions being made. Barcelona just looking for any sort of answer to shut down Buica, and so far they've had none to come.
It looks like Daniel Gonzalez has a special task now, sticking right with him to not give him any space for the hard hand.
Guys, I think we might have stumped the Wiz. We might have stumped him. We don't have that sort of information just yet, but I know he's going to be rattling his brain, looking, thinking, maybe just trying to claw it from the back of his memory. The top scorer in a first place game. Wide open, top of the key, off the iron, and gathered by Barcelona. That was a chance to take the biggest lead of the afternoon so far. There's how you get Keita going again.
The first play that Gonzalez made, like feeding the big guy, getting the lob, that's what Barcelona needs right now. They have to take advantage of their size.
And since Strombergers is now on the bench with foul trouble, that's where they have to attack.
9 assists for Gonzalez in that first game.
Offensive foul. Now is a crucial part because it's not going in both directions. If now one team gets a run, this could be a really, really crucial part for the deciding time.
David, he's dropping some gems on us. So we've got 45 is the record for a championship game. 49 is the single game record.
Does he also have the names for it, or?
Yeah, who do we got here? It was a championship game. It was Nolan Traore.
Okay, last year.
Yeah.
49, the single season record. I'm not quite sure, but we'll check it out there. Big block from Zalgiris. We're just trying to fend off this run, and that was a fantastic finish at the rack. Timeout call from Zalgiris, who, like you said, Danilo, might just feel like things are starting to slip away.
And Villar is already at 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's really doing everything to help his team. Barcelona feels more comfortable right now in the floor. I think it's pretty obvious and evident. That's why Zalgiris called for a timeout to kind of slow them down, don't let them get the momentum of the game, because as Danilo said, this could be a make it or break it moment for some of the teams right now if they get hot. Some nice plays we've seen so far.
For me, it's really impressive that it's more like a big man game right now, that their focus is on. The last couple of years, we always had great guards. We just talked about Nolan Traore, who was a leading scorer last year and is now a lottery pick, and now this year, especially in the final year in Rome, we seeing some great big man talents going at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see the game progress. I mean, you had the day of the big man. Now it's been the guards for a little while, but you never know. I mean, you get a couple big guys who just come in and dominate, and all of a sudden the pendulum swings again. And
But someone needs to feed them. So
somebody's
guards are
gotta feed them.
always
gotta
needed.
That's the 160 meters person talking on the
Of
panel
course,
right now.
of course. And what I like to say is that EuroLeague is a guards league.
It is.
It's still a guards league. Maybe there's Tavares and Lesor and Milutinov and Fall and everything, but the guards are really the ones who are dominating.
At least running a show. Big men nowadays. You are a rim protector. You're setting some good screens, but okay, you're part of the team success.
Let's see if by the time these guys get to the EuroLeague, that'll be the case. And maybe just a turning of the tides, perhaps. But oof, twisted ankle
injury
right there as Delbaris. Oh, he's feeling it, isn't he?
That's terrible for Zalgiris, given that Strombergas is in foul trouble.
Yeah,
That's
no
their
kidding.
backup center. Like, things looking bad right now. I hope this is not something very serious of an injury, but it looked painful.
That's oof.
That's the worst part of the game. That has always been the worst part.
You can tell right now.
You can. This won't continue for him.
No, I think that's the end for him
And all he's
tonight.
thinking right now is obviously about his ankle a little bit, but man, can I come back and play?
Yeah.
These are a couple of the most important minutes of his basketball career right now. And the poor guy. I mean,
But this
just
might
going
be
at
even
the
also a
back.
push for his teammates. Seeing your teammate going down, something emotional. And this doesn't look good at all.
Sometimes adversities are the situation that push a team, but I don't know. It just looks bad.
Dominiguez Delbaris, 3 points, 4 rebounds, a couple assists to his name, and like you said, Vasiliki earlier, it's sometimes not about what you do on the stat sheet, but what you do defensively and on the rebounding end. And he's going to get helped off by a couple of teammates, and
This looks like he's not coming back.
that's going to put an awful amount of pressure, like you said, on.
Kuruks and Strombergas coming back, not fouling anymore.
So how does
Brooks
Zalgiris?
and Strombergers each have 3 fouls, which is pretty difficult for Zalgiris, given we have 13 minutes left to go.
And we already talked about this being a fragile moment for Zalgiris. You see that happen, and you hope they can fight through this and make this a game for the next 13
So give
minutes.
the ball to the hot hand.
There you go. There he is. Wika off the screen. Wika pull up. Too strong. Rebounded, and it is Butayevis.
His fellow countrymen
Yeah.
playing for the opposite team.
They look immediately for the mismatch without their big man, second big man in. Yaxtones, who's normally more like a small forward, has to step in as a power forward, and Barcelona is already so mature to exploit this mismatch immediately.
There's just one team that's qualified so far for Abu Dhabi.
Yes, mega.
Mega. So this is the second ticket that will be booked.
Also
Once-
an injury here for Barcelona. Looks like found.
Yeah, now you see also the minutes and the 4 games in 3 days wearing down on the players.
Oh, you talked about it. That second half, it's going to start coming to fruition.
I never want to see injuries, but this is with fatigue and everything. Unfortunately, it can happen as part of the game.
Look at Kone
Three
right there.
people tried to stop him from getting the rebound. And Stromberger's back on the court because obviously there was a problem. For Zalgiris down there in the paint.
I'm 100% sure the coach last words to him was don't foul.
Well,
don't
they're
foul.
going right
no
at him
matter,
right
no
now.
matter what, and great job.
Yeah. Kept those hands up. Didn't get caught reaching. Now here's Wika. They need a bucket right here. It's been a little run by Barcelona. But the defense seems to have been intensified for Los Culés. Tough shot in traffic, off the iron, rebound loose from Vargas there, still on the ground. It's a scrum, and here comes Barcelona running the break over the top. Conan! One.
Beautiful play. How they're running the floor, how fast they're pushing the rhythm of the game to be. And they're really taking care of Conan. They're feeding him all the time because they know they have to take advantage of that.
He was just waiting. Buica tried to hold on, didn't he? And just keep on Kone as long as he could, but eventually instinct kicks in, and you take that step.
Even Kone, a big heavy player, is up the floor first, so you see the mentality of everybody, fast break, quick pace for Barcelona, and now Zaguirres has to find a solution for that to slow down the game again and score in their half-court offense.
Smooth stroke from the free throw line from Kone, and now it's the biggest lead of the game so far this afternoon. 62-55, Barcelona lead. Zalgiris, they've got to come up with some buckets here in the next 90 seconds of the third quarter, else they might be in trouble.
They haven't scored for 3.5 minutes. That's a lot. Barcelona is running the show right now.
Buica on the bench will be now really interesting who's stepping up.
Yeah, I think he's coming out just as after the quarter change, but he's got to get a little bit of rest. And Davone coming in now to the fray for Barcelona, as they might just be shark sniffing blood at the moment.
Last 1.5 minutes will be crucial to minimize the lead again for Kaunas, to keep it close, so you see a chance in the fourth quarter.
Grunkis is very stable from the line. He has 4 out of 4 free throws so far, and that's something we haven't seen from other guys. So that's crucial if the game comes to it.
Yeah, big buckets right there, just to kind of kill the momentum that Barcelona had grown. Now a stop, and you get a little bit more wind in your sails if you're Zalgiris. Davone on the block, working on Strombargis. That is the matchup that's one of the key matchups. Top of the key, Villard! What a triple from Villard to stretch the lead out to 8 points here with under a minute to go in the third quarter.
And we are at 15 points.
Pick and roll, Strombargis. That was easy. They need a little bit more of that, don't they?
Yeah.
Barca, they might try to work the 2-for-1 here with 35 on the clock. Losing it. And a turnover there. We hadn't seen much of that turnover from Barcelona in the third quarter. It's been a bit more clean from them.
And another chance for Zalgiris to close the gap as we're walking towards the fourth quarter.
Pluvinet coming into the game for Gonzalez, and he's going to, well, he was the leading scorer for Barcelona in that second half, or in that first half. But Raul Villard has taken the spotlight here in the third quarter. Seven-second shot clock, game clock differential right here, and Grunkis taking the big man all the way to the rack and blew right past him.
He saw slow legs and he said, I'm going for it. I don't care. I will go to the paint.
Pull up from way downtown. Buzzer beater. Beautiful shot from Guljacic. Somebody's MVP around here.
Yeah, did that make you happy, Danilo?
You see the smile on my face. I'm rooting for the German prospects.
Guljacic with 14 points, two rebounds, and a PIR of 12 at the moment. He's got some work to do if he's going to catch Raul Villard, but our MVP
is not doing that well. Yeah, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls for Keita. I don't think he's gonna be the MVP tonight. But
knocking on the door of a double-double in a first-place game. That's
Yeah.
nothing,
That's
not
pretty
bad, huh?
impressive still.
Yeah.
I mean, we're used to some other numbers, but 7 points, 8 rebounds is pretty impressive. But other guys like me are stepping up big time for them right now. And you see also a different face. They're smiling, they're feeling themselves a little bit more. It feels like more natural. I think some of the pressure from the first half, they're dodging right now.
And that was a great final 4 minutes of that third quarter for Barcelona, who really that was the best they've played so far in this first place game. Does that continue here in the first few minutes of the fourth quarter?
I think so. They have the momentum right now, and you know, when you see such a turnover after the halftime, you always wonder, it's that favorite question we always make, what did you talk about in the locker room that made you change like this whole perspective that you had on the game? That's always the question, but I don't think we will find out today. Maybe
David Hein pick and prod his way into the mind of the Barcelona coach, who has obviously made some adjustments since the first half, and they have been working out well so far. 10 minutes away from a spot in Abu Dhabi, Barcelona with a 7-point lead. Can they hang on? That's the question.
you see how the tables turned, how like Barcelona is at 50% on 2 field goals. That's a big difference since we saw in the first half. So no wonder why they're up by 7 right now.
Question is, do we see some similarities to the men's team of Kaunas? I don't know if you ever seen the stats of the first half and second half, two phases of Kaunas.
Yeah.
Right now it looks a little bit like it, but from perspective of Kaunas youth team, we hope they find their rhythm a little bit again.
Oh, Kone missed it down low. He got rim checked.
I thought that would go in, but
It was a perfect play called out of the timeout, out of the quarter change. Kone won't want to see that one in the film on the way back home.
and I think it's Buda Gevas who is ready to check in to the game.
Oh, there's David Hein. We got a little glimpse of him, the wizard of NextGen. There he is.
He never misses a tournament. Never.
No.
He was, I haven't told you that story, but my first ever walk trip was for a NextGen back in 2022 in Patras, where Spanulis was coaching the NextGen, and that was a big deal for us, of course. David Hein was there, but I didn't catch the time to meet him in person.
You were just
That's
so
unfortunate.
starstruck, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I was. I was too shy to go and say hi. But yeah.
He's going to be so sad when this tournament's over, isn't he? He's going to have to wait a couple. Oh, there's some
No,
minus.
the next one is just a month away.
It's
It
a
will
month
be
away.
in
That's a
Belgrade.
long time for
The
him.
ultimate basket city
Well,
in Europe,
yeah.
so I don't think this would be bad.
The countdown will be ticking down low again, and it's a beautiful pass down for Dabonnet, the youngster. 6 points only.
Big men's going at each other. That's, as a former inside player, I love to see that.
Vargas going right at the rack, and he got some contact and gets a whistle that'll send him to the line. Dabonnet with another foul. I think that's number 3 on the number 60.
No, it's number 2.
It's
the
number
second
2,
foul,
okay.
yeah. The other bigs are in trouble, but he's still good to go. Strombergers couldn't make the first free throw. Let's see about the second one. Like as we said, this is crucial. You can't like let this opportunity slip when you get free throws.
Oh, those two hurt right there. And how does Barcelona take advantage? Maybe try to land an early dagger here, up by 7 with 8.5 to go. Quick trigger. Oh, that hurts if you're Zalgiris, but if you're Barcelona, it tastes so sweet. Good
I think someone's prediction will gonna come alive. I think so. He's already celebrating. We have 8:30 until the last whistle of this game, and he's already celebrating.
Just like I said, just happy. for the German prospects, but for all of them. But first double-digit lead. So
Yeah.
this is in this tough game. It already means something, and you see the guys we predicted before the game catching some rhythm, and now it's the time. Again, we haven't seen Buika for a while.
Yeah.
I think Kaunas Zagiris, they need him desperately now again to make some shots.
I guess he will come back after the timeout. I don't think like Zalgiris is gonna keep him to the bench anymore, because a 10-point lead, it's like too much at this point, I think. So let's see what they prepare.
It looks like from the outside, it looks like Zalgiris is kind of huffing and puffing right now at the stage of the game where their legs are starting to get tired. Barcelona, it looks like they're just hitting stride. Is that a product of the depth that Barcelona have, or what is that coming from?
Depth, yeah, for sure, and also I think the rhythm. I had a lot of discussion yesterday at home saying, okay, Barcelona, they win every game by 30, 40 points. Also sometimes in Spain they don't have too much competition, but then I thought about it. They have the best competition every day in practice.
Yeah.
So, and I think how they play fast every time, they have the endurance and the power to finish 40 minutes. That's right.
And that's exactly the plan for the next 8.5 minutes for Los Culés, who have taken control since the halftime break. Buika, he had the hot hand in the first half, continued in the third half, but everybody else has cooled down, and that's been the case so far. Another offensive rebound falls out to Buika again. Double team Kane, he spins out of it. He's getting so much attention though right now.
No wonder why. Has 26 points.
Yeah, that's true. Another offensive board, and
that's good. And one.
will it be an and one? It was gathered down low.
You think it's...
Villanova's got it, and will it be on the floor? Will we be heading to the line for one?
No, it's from the outside. The basket didn't count. It was like down.
Still a double-digit lead for the Spaniards. Quick trigger. Those who were falling in the first half, but they aren't anymore.
They missed 3 or 4 opportunities in one play. That's a lot.
So far they have made one three in the second half. So
Hurts. They're going to have to see a couple of those fall in the next few minutes if they're going to have any chance of slowing down Barcelona or catching up to them at least. Foul call on the block, and it will be Juricic heading to the line again. Now is that the 3-point foul that we saw that ended up being a technical, where the leg flailed out? Is it the same thing on a shot like that inside the arc and when you're driving to the basket?
yes, honestly, when I saw also the replay, I was also okay. This is smart, but it's no foul in this direction. Okay, it's something different. You're going in motion. It's not directly kicking the legs, but yes, I would rather have seen a no call in this situation.
Because yeah, exactly. It didn't exactly look like there was a lot of contact there, and the contact that was produced kind of by Juricic making contact. Taking a chance, it was Juricic, and that left open Bulanoves, who dragged down his own rebound, and it's going to fall to Buika otra vez. Here I am talking in Spanish.
No, don't get caught up into Spanish, because we have people watching from all over Europe, I'm sure.
So multilingual.
Yeah,
what can I do?
that's the problem.
How's your German looking?
Yeah, don't ask me that. Come on, Danilo. Throw me under the bus. All right, 12 seconds, 12-point lead, 6.5 to go. How does Zalgiris get back into this game? And if it's not going to be Buika, who is it going to be?
They have to make a shot. They desperately have to make a shot, but right now it's really not going that direction. They cannot make anything, layups, open shots.
And it will be a shame if it turns out to be a blowout, because they were really there for 25 minutes pushing it, but up until the mark of the half point of the third quarter, they start losing their pace. They went into the foul trouble, and that injury also cost them in their lineups. So it will be a shame. Labonnet with 11 rebounds and 8 points, not bad.
This game changed when Stombergas picked up his third foul, I think.
Yeah.
As soon as Uthers picked up his third foul, he went to the bench and everything just kind of fizzled for Zalgiris. And that's, I mean, as a team that's been hanging on and not trying, but they've been beat up in this third quarter, that's got to be so frustrating.
It's got to be frustrating. I mean, you see them still fighting. They right now don't find any solution. They will fight till the end. I mean, at the end, you want to win it. Is it the margin at the end that's deciding if you felt good about the game or not? I think, but yeah.
Stombergas missed a couple of them his last trip to the free throw line, and these one are needed more now than ever. 12 points for him. Remember, he exploded for 31 and 21 against Asbel in round 1.
And he's born 2008, so we will see him again next year.
2 out of 8 free throws. That's not good for a center, because you know you have to take a lot of trips down the lane because people will try to stop you by fouling you. Oh, don't tell me it's another injury.
That is Groomkiss, who just got a shot to the chops, and
I think Dabone didn't see him coming, so it was not
intentional, but
that one for sure hurt.
It's his 4th foul, so maybe that's the last. We see him on tonight's game.
you can already see the muscle structure starting to develop on somebody so young. I mean, it's scary to think what this guy is going to look like in 2, 3, 4, 5 years when that body actually develops into what we'll be seeing when he eventually does make that jump.
Yeah, but we talked about the work ethic, and especially this tall, when you're so tall in this young age, you have to be more and more
everything
careful.
Everything comes easy to you right now, doesn't
Easy
it?
right now because you're taller and everything, but you have to be really careful, really professional, working on your body, being really precise so you dodge injuries, you can have a long career.
How tall were you when you were 14, 15, 16 years old?
Not as tall. I made a big jump when I was 16 to 17.
So you had to kind of even work
I
harder.
I started as a point guard,
Did you
believe
really?
it or not.
No kidding.
Back then there was not a youth programs in Germany, so I had to play with the older kids.
Okay.
So I started as a point guard and grew more and more, and slowly till the end of my career became a 5.
Okay, so there's a little something, a sign of life from Zalgiris.
Mikalauskas made the 3, like Mats needed 3 right now. It's an 8-point game for Barcelona still though, and the time is running out.
Yeah, this magical line always for a team, also as a player, single-digit game. This is where your hope's gonna come up again. You need another one, another 3 in the next. Get a stop right now, easy bucket, something, and we have an open game again.
Is it also a psychological thing that you say it's under 10, so it's doable?
Doable, for sure. Especially now, like it's a 5 minutes till the end of the game. Single-digit game is always where you see like, okay, you have the chance.
Well, there is plenty of hope to hang on to for Zalgiris, and if they get a stop right here, then they can really start to think about the comeback. They were down by double digits, but here they are.
And Dabone is still on the court, even though he has 4 fouls, so...
Kick out in the corner. It's Nextgenes coming off the bench for his first points of the night.
He has only played 5 minutes, 5:30, something like that, but that 3 can be very, very, very crucial for Zalgiris in their hopes to come back and fight for the win until the end, which didn't seem like the case until like a minute or 2 ago, but those back-to-back 3s really, really helped their case.
Nextgenes is averaging 2.5 points a game, and he might have just came up with the biggest shot of the first place match for Zalgiris. If they go on to win this, that'll be a shot that we go back and say, man, that was huge.
What do you say to your players after they gotten like back-to-back 3s in a timeout? What would you say say to them?
You receive the threes or
You receive the threes. You are Barcelona's coach. What do you tell them right now?
you have to defend. Mindset. I mean, don't relax. Probably they relax too much. Think, okay, we have a run. Oh, nobody can stop. Our game is over.
Right.
But that's the beauty of basketball. It can turn so quick in any direction. So
And
you
do
have to tell
that-
them.
Do you let that slip into your mind a little bit when you have a little run like that and it all seems like it's going your way? You think, all right.
That's probably the most young players need to learn.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 40-minute game,
Yeah.
and at this high level, probably in their local competition, sometimes okay, they are up 15, 20. It's tough for the other guys to come back, but on this high level, with the shooters, Sagir said they can come back any minute.
We talked about Zalgiris only having one made three-pointer a couple minutes ago. Look how that's changed since. Ooh, that was almost a giveaway. Grunkiss.
But maybe an injury? That seemed like a bad fall.
The press came and
It's okay.
Fourth foul, also for him with 17 points, stepping up big.
Yeah.
The backup guard.
the backup guard who came in today averaging 5.7, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. Obviously, it's a small body of work, but that just shows you that he wasn't the number one guard coming in, but in this huge game, he has stepped up when need be. 5 points, 5 minutes. What else could we have asked for here coming into this first place matchup on this lovely Sunday from Ulm?
Yeah, we're getting closer to our predictions, so.
Yeah, exactly. I think I might be a little bit of.
Okay.
I shot a little high for the Stars right there with 98-84, but hey, maybe overtime.
Never say never.
Yeah. Viad, he was the man in the third quarter. Now, that's a big bucket from Barcelona out of the little stoppage of play.
Bluvine is coming right in again to do what he did in the first half of the game, really helping Barcelona. He was the leading scorer in the first half, had 9 points. That was his first bucket in the second, but it was at a very crucial, critical moment for Barcelona.
We go with a mismatch, taking Devonet to the rack, foul on the rebound, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Zalgiris as Jack Stonis came through, or was it on Kurups? If it's on Kurups, it's his last
I think it
bit
was
of
a kudos.
action.
Yeah, he's coming out.
So that's going to bring in.
Is that Dobaris coming back
Yeah, I think so.
After getting.
Injured?
After
before?
the injury to the ankle. Wow.
in? That's a tough mentality.
That's
Coming back
heroic.
after this, after rolling your ankle like this for your team,
Wow.
this is.
But
That's a dude.
if
right
you're
there.
a player, you live for these moments. You don't want to be left out. So even if you are in pain, you say, "I know this is a special game, and I want to play."
Adrenaline is like pumping through. He will feel it tomorrow
Afterwards.
morning or tonight when he goes to grab food. But right now he doesn't feel his foot at all.
He's got 4 minutes and 14 seconds to not feel anything and just try to fight through the pain as Barcelona extend the lead to 9. Still in at Zalgiris, but Barcelona, they've been trying to pull away, and now Keita into the game to try to close things out, perhaps. Phoenix. Here is Wika. Wika's been held quiet since that third quarter. That's a big bucket by the man who's on the hobbled ankle.
Look at his eyes. He's so locked in right now. He doesn't see anything.
Tape up that ankle and go.
Now defensively, though, that's really where it's going to come. And you got to fight through that pain when you're bobbing, when you're weaving. And Villa spinning to the rack using the crystal and a little beso off the glass.
That's what you call Sevskis? A
That's
beso?
The beso.
Okay.
You were in Bilbao for three months.
I
You
know a
something.
little bit of Spanish, but I'm just asking for the audience who are not familiar. So I'm giving them like an example. Nice move.
He's been the man for Barca in the second half, hasn't he? I mean, he led that charge in the third quarter, and when they need a big bucket, they go to their experienced point guard.
And I think we are running another poll. We asked people to tell us who is running the better defense in this game, even though it's a big scoring game, like defense has been a major part for that. So we will see it in a bit, what you guys voted for. In the meantime, Strombergers is checking in back to the game. Kurix is in the bench. I think Strombergers will close the game. That's the most logical choice for Žalgiris right now.
When do you start thinking about maybe putting Barcelona at the line and making them, VR again, and a great dish from the big man?
It's still too early. It's probably like with 1 minute, something close to 1 minute, you can think about if you have like poor free throw shooters who haven't made shots, like maybe Keita who hasn't found the rhythm for the game today.
What a finish over Keita right there.
And even though Barcelona has already scored 85 points, the majority of you, 72%, said that Žalgiris is playing the better defense, and that's interesting because Barcelona had been only allowing their opponents to score 56 points so far. So the 78, it's a lot more than that, but they're at 85 right now and rolling. So let's see.
Too much size for Barcelona right there. They've got too many options down low. If it's not Keita, it's Dabone, and if it's not Dabone, it's Butayevas and Arturas Butayevas. With a big bucket right there, under 3 minutes to go, and they're just trying to close this one out. It's been a, very hard-fought game for Barcelona. It's something that they're not quite used to. Wearing these games down and wearing teams out.
Now Barcelona has 4 players in double digits, so that counts in because on the other side, it's not like that, and it's not helping Žalgiris. Villar and Grujic have 19 apiece, and then it's Pluvine with 13, and now with that shot that Butayevas made, he's up to 10 points. So yeah. You can understand why Barcelona is leading right now.
Yeah, unfortunately for Žalgiris, the hard hand of the first half, Buika with 23 at halftime only scored 3 more points in the second quarter, where Barcelona picked up the defense on him. Maybe also he had to go a lot of minutes in every game, feeling a little bit tired as a shooter. His legs are tired. So, but still, never count him out. He's probably ready. Also now after the timeout, I wouldn't be surprised if the coach of Žalgiris runs the next offense for him.
I like what I just saw there from Butayevas. Came out of the huddle, pointing stuff, directing traffic, talking to his point guard, passionate still. I mean, that's what you hope from one of your leaders of the team. Those are 2 of the leaders, I think, of this squad, Villar and Butayevas. 9-point game. It's got to start raining threes eventually for Žalgiris. They need points and they need stops. Buika kicks it out. Oh, this could be a chance for Grumkis is at the hot hand.
I think that Žalgiris is really at a tough spot right now. I think the game is leaning towards Barcelona with under 2 minutes. We're at crunch time, as we like to call it.
Yeah. A bucket right here, and Barca will start to smell championship glory and start printing out their tickets for Abu Dhabi, but not so fast, not just yet.
There's a foul there.
Foul called on the rebound on Žalgiris.
Ooh. That hurts.
That hurts. You had the chance to get a quick bucket, but Grumkis with the hold.
And that's number 5 for Grumkis. So after what's been really one of his best nights of his career, best games of his career, he will head out and hope for a miracle from his teammates.
And Butayevas has a chance to really seal the deal right now.
10-point lead.
11 for the Lithuanian at the line with a chance to close out some of his countrymen.
1 out of 2. Zalgiris grabs the rebound, but they need to score right now, like immediately.
Yeah, no time to waste for Vika as he steps back, takes it on his own, hits the spin cycle, dumps it off to Strombargis. Strombargis working on the big boy. It's gonna count because I think that the Yanis got the little bit of the net right there.
Yeah, he took it.
It didn't need to, did he? But
that's when you get too excited about a play and something goes sideways. Still Barcelona is like very close to the victory right now. 68 seconds to go until the last
you can't
buzzer.
foul now, can you? They've gone too far into
But
the
see if
shot
you leave
clock.
them to take a shot up and I don't know.
Now they need a quick
three.
to still have a chance.
Wika. Here's a chance.
Mikalauskis.
Mikalauskis! Not
You
so
got it.
fast. There's still a breath of life for
Oh,
the
it was for
Lithuanians.
They counted for 2
I
points.
thought he was way back behind the line.
I thought so too, but for some reason it says 82. Should be 83 if this counts for 3. A challenge, please.
Especially also the clock
Do we have it?
the clock was running pretty long, so I hope they set it a little bit. 47 when he makes the shot. And I think on down low it was 42 to see.
Was it? Okay, so they're
So
gonna have
hopefully-
to check that out too.
They recognize this one. 6 point, 2 threes, 2 possession game.
So if it's 47, you just D up right here. You try to D up and
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to D up.
can't send
Full
it to the
court
line.
pressure again. Some traps maybe on the full court, and then at the end, if you made the 3, maybe you have to foul.
If Keita gets the ball in his hands, do you foul him knowing he's not the greatest free throw shooter?
Yes, for sure. I mean, always you try to look for mostly a big guy to get there,
Right.
but I'm
Unless
sure
it's
Barcelona will be
Danilo
smart enough to move the ball to the hot hands there right now.
What was your free
Vila,
throw percentage?
actually pretty good mostly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pretty,
Remember he had a
pretty-
smooth little stroke.
Yes, but free throw was, I mean, for me, free throw, I always say also my players, free throw, you have your routine. It's always, it's the only shot in basketball that's always the same, no matter where you stand.
All right, so Barcelona with the ball carrying a 6-point lead. Right now it's in that 2 possession range where, you know, Zalgiris, they still think there's an outside chance, but if they can get a stop, if they can get some missed free throws, they're still in this. Barcelona, I think with their next bucket, they might close this game out.
You see the pressure?
They will look for.
Oh boy, that was a dangerous pass. And
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. And that took no
Wow.
time off the clock.
That's amazing. Like the defense really showed up right now.
That's such a risky pass. You leave no room for error.
But
there,
he
do
was
you?
running out of time.
Out
It
of
would
time.
be a 5-second violation if
Yeah.
he didn't pass the ball. So
And if you have the ball in your hand, those 5 seconds feel so short.
Yeah.
You already feel like you use 10 seconds and then you just throw it up, so you're not getting a 5-second violation.
Bulanova is to inbound and a quick trigger. It needs to be Buikas. He's to get the high score for Zalgiris.
Mikalauskis again.
Wide open. Mikalauskis
oh,
cuts this lead in half
More
with
possession.
35 to
Now.
go.
Calvin Klats when he's
They need to
hitting him
stop.
the most.
This game looked dead in the dumps in the 3rd quarter, but Zalgiris have.
No,
Why do you foul
No.
right there?
Foul.
that's the experience they have to learn.
Why do you foul right there? Mikalauskis with the biggest shot of the game for Zalgiris.
2 in
And
a
then a
row.
lapse
Now
in
he's
concentration right there. Now,
He got a bit carried away and did that foul afterwards, which is the same. But
there's 24 on the clock. Are they in the bonus? They are in the bonus. It
Yeah.
is Guricic going to the line. The German,
Let's see.
mechanical, 6
So
of 7.
Oh, he
But the
shows
pressure's on.
yeah, the ball
If
is
he's
heavy
missing-
right now.
Missing the second one, then we all were gonna say it's gonna be a great foul.
One of the biggest free throws of his life. Guricic steps to the line. 19 points.
Whoa,
and he
he
left
missed
it
the second.
strong. Zalgiris have a chance to tie it here. 20 to go in the fourth quarter. They were down double digits in the fourth. Buika
We can rule out overtime
Shot
right now
clock
at this point.
is barely different from the game clock right now. And a foul to come. Not a terrible foul from
Smart
Barcelona.
foul. He wanted to foul.
Yeah.
That's a really, really smart
You
foul.
can risk a
Send him.
3 in overtime. You let them go to the free throws and have the last shot in your hands to decide the fate of the game.
You knew what he pointed right at the ref and said, "Yep, I fouled him and I did it on purpose."
Up 3, I would always foul in the last second. So right now the thought is if he's missing a second already with 9 seconds in between, it's just right in between. If you think about missing second or you want to double team foul, maybe you get the ball to one of the big men's first one in.
First trip to the line for Bulanovis, and he hits the big free throw. Now, do you miss it on purpose or do you make it and try to foul?
I would make it and try to foul. 10 seconds, still a long
A long time to go.
Like you said also already before, they got the immediately turnover on the inbounds if they do a good job denying.
2 out of 2.
And he rattles it home. We've got a 1-point game in the first place match from home. It's exactly what we wanted here. Coming down to the wire.
Let's see.
Brnovis.
Can they get another stop?
You got to get a foul here quickly. And it was... There was a
Close
hard
to
foul
those
to say the
sportsman-like.
least.
Close, very close.
It was a hard foul to say the least. We've seen 2 missed free throws from Grujicic. Are they talking about the possibility? Oh,
They're gonna watch it? No.
Fifth foul.
Substitutions.
5th foul for, was it Bulanovas, who is heading to the bench now?
Yes. But I like they let the players decide the game. I mean, on sports.
Yeah, no, it would be so
There
much
would be game over, and that this game doesn't deserve.
That's a great call right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to read the room. It's not always about sticking to the rules. You have to read the room.
You're so right. You're so right about that. And now Grujicic again at the line to extend the lead. He's not going to win it here.
But he has a chance to redeem himself for the 2 missed free throws.
Oh,
Make
that's
the
clutch.
first one, yeah. He learned his lesson the hard way.
But he's got 20 points and he can make it a 3-point game with 7.9 to go. Guricic, who came over from Alba and might have just booked their ticket to Abu Dhabi here in the first place match from Buika.
Can they be smart enough
5
to
on the clock.
Yeah.
Is there a foul? There will be a foul, and it will be Brnovic going to the line.
Crucial. Now with 4.4 seconds, you have to think about already
The
trying it.
second on purpose.
But not, who was it? Chima Woneka who did it?
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Perfectly.
So maybe
but
they learned something.
Most
Also,
of the cases it doesn't go that way.
we actually were under Coach Gordy Herbert in Frankfurt. We had to practice how to miss free throws.
Yeah. I think that
And
what
with such a
Zeljko
natural-
Obradovic did.
Such a natural shooter like you, that's got to be hard to do, right?
He made the first.
Off the backboard, then touch the rim.
Off the hip. Oh, what's he
Listen,
want to
young
do right
guys, if
here?
you want to miss it.
I got to stand up for this. This is wild. Come on, are you kidding me? He missed it. Oh.
Oh.
Did he touch it?
Ooh.
Did
He
Kenny
touched it, it's 2. That would
think
be a
he-
major mistake, but I don't
I think
so.
he didn't touch it, but
Oh, could you
close,
imagine?
close. 1-point game.
All right, you got a foul here, and it's got to be immediate.
Or get the steal.
Guricic,
Oh.
it's who they want with the ball in his hand at the
They
end
trust
of the game.
him, yes.
Even though he missed the first 2, they still trust him, and that says a lot.
Going back to the line, how much are those 2 missed free throws still floating around the back of his mind here with a chance to win the game? Win the game. It's not even going to be over if he makes both of them, will it?
Does Zalgiris have still timeouts? Cannot see this. This will be crucial now if they have a chance to advance the ball to the front court if they miss it. But also now, even Grujicic has to think about if he's missing the second one.
I
to
think
not
the
with
bench told him
3.2.
something, but we didn't see it. But
Yeah.
I think the coach told him what to do with the second if he makes the first.
Of course, with 3 points, 3 seconds.
That's money from Guricic. 9 for
Ice cold.
12 from the free throw line.
22
And-
points. Let's see.
To take a 3-point lead with 3 to go. He's going for it. He missed it.
He missed it
And
on
they're
purpose,
gonna.
I
It's
think.
Wika to win the game. Wika from half court. Wika and Barcelona are headed to Abu Dhabi.
What a game, though. What a thrilling game towards the end. And it was decided from the free throw line, like we said.
Exactly.
From
I
the
mean,
beginning.
This looked like it was going to be Barcelona by a landslide in the third quarter. And so much credit to Zalgiris, who came back, they fought back, and they inched their way back, but they just couldn't pull it off against this extremely talented Barcelona side.
But look how they're celebrating, how much it means to them, like winning at this stage in front of everybody watching, so many eyes, scouts, media, fans, like it's...
Get your
They're at the top
passports
of the
ready.
world.
We're leaving the continent, baby. We're going to Abu Dhabi.
Maybe some of them have never been outside of Europe,
Yeah.
like
What a
What a
game we
game.
were treated to. I mean,
I
really-
didn't expect it. I mean, the margin we all expected, and it coming down to last possession. Amazing game.
and
I-
Zalgiris
really.
managed to get back from 10, 11 points
This close.
with back-to-back threes. That was really crucial, but at the end, Barcelona was the one that prevailed. Look how much they're celebrating in the end, still.
Look at the passion. Look how much it means to him. And Butayevis
What's-
is right in the middle of the
And what means more, beating your hometown,
Exactly.
home country team,
This
or
meant a little more to him, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did. But that's what I like about young hoops, like how much these kids are enjoying it, how much they are celebrating.
yeah, it's good they show Barcelona, because I don't want to see the sad faces of Kaunas. They played
Yeah.
so amazing.
Oh.
Really, you see them, and also the coach right in there. They can be so proud of themselves. I mean, it's stupid to say all this stuff, and they cannot buy anything. They wanted to win, but how they played off their heart, how they played as a team, really heads off to their great tournament they played.
And I think nobody personified that more than Dubaris, who came back, hit that big 3 after twisting his ankle. We counted him out for the rest of the game.
This is amazing. This really shows the passion for the team you have, and this might be, even though they lost, this might be the moment of the game when he checked in and
Yeah.
you realize with a rolled ankle, sprained ankle, to come back in. That's really.
I mean, Strombargis was great. It was Blika carrying them for the most of the time. But then give a lot of credit to Grunkis, who was incredible off the bench. And but in the end, the Giants are going
Going
to the
Abu Dhabi.
final.
The coaching staff is also celebrating pretty hard because, you know, you have to give them credit too because they're always behind the spotlight, but they play a big part into the success of a team and how much they're helping these kids grow every day and be better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, what is it? Marin Clavero. Congratulations to the coach of Barcelona and all the coaching staff. I mean, you just said the coaches, but there are more physiotherapists. All these guys that
Right.
work in their back to help the next generation to be successive. This is really.
and I mean, you know what this feeling is like. You've been this before with the next gen team, and how is I mean the players? What's it mean to them?
It means a lot, especially also with the next gen team. They know each other for a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but Munich next gen team was really special, I have to say, because they formed into a team within 3 days.
Yeah.
So, but for them, for sure, because they are working for those goals every day, fighting, practicing, making each other better. So for them, it means so much in celebrating.
And these guys who have been together for some years
in Ulm and Nyon.
I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, during this weekend, the Adidas NextGen EuroLeague Ulm qualifier has been taking place with the participation of 8 teams of under 18 age players from 6 countries.
Wet in
These
the locker
future
room, so
EuroLeague
they celebrated and they had some
have
fun.
competed at the Orange Campus main court
That's
until
always the
this
best
championship
moments and the
game.
best
We would now
memories,
like
because
to
you may
recognize
forget,
the best
about
team
the
and the
game, but you
players of the
never
competition
forget how
with
it
the
made you
awards
feel.
ceremony.
And you wanna,
Presenting
and
the awards are Mr. Michele Gerardini,
push for yourself,
representing
you wanna get that
Adidas,
feeling over
Mr.
again.
Rock Bisiak, representing EuroLeague basketball, and Mr. Thomas Stoll, with Noah Essenge, representing Ratio Farm Ulm. Mr. Michele Gerardini and Noah Essenge will present the awards to the 5 best players of the competition, the all-tournament team. The players chosen as the very best are, and this is a historical one, with an average of 32.8 per game, the new record holder of all Adidas Next Generation EuroLeague tournaments ever, the guard from LDLC, Asvel Villaban Adam Atamna.
I don't think we're shocked to hear that,
Yeah,
are we?
of course.
No surprise after breaking the scoring record.
33 points per game, that's huge. And no
Next one, guard from the
who's only
NextGen
19, 20
team
years old,
Ulm
passing the torch.
is Davi
Projected
Remagen.
as a topic in the upcoming NBA draft.
It's great if you can give your French fellow a great award. Well, we see Davi Remagen from
Center
Germany,
position.
from the NextGen Ulm team. Also
From
played a
Ratio
great
Farm
tournament.
Ulm, Endurance
His
Ayamenkwe.
mother is the niece of Pelé. Did you know that? Pelé, the legend.
Really?
That's what my intel tells me.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's a rumor.
I
I don't
will-
know.
I will-
What are your sources?
I can reveal my sources. You know, journalists never do that. You know.
Number 4 of the
fact check
all-tournament team, forward from the FC Barcelona, Mathieu Grujic.
Your guy, Matthew Grujic, of course, is in the all-tournament team, and I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw him on his phone voting over here for the all-tournament.
And the all-tournament team is
ball.
completed
And before that,
from the
we
guy
saw
from
the best,
Žalgiris
the guy
Kaunas,
that has the
Spovidas
best name in this tournament,
Bujka.
Endurance Ayamenkwe. And of course, Davidas Bujka completes the all-tournament team with that performance. The final, like, he just really deserved that spot.
What a champ. What a champ.
He
Bravo.
can't even
Next up to
smile
present
that
is
much
Mr.
because
Rock
his team is
Bisiak,
lost, but
presenting
I
the
think he will cherish these
MVP
moments later on.
award.
Bittersweet is,
Among these 5 great
maybe
players,
a
there's
mild
one
way to put
considered
it.
to be the most valuable player
We're now
of the
going
next
to
gen
find out who's the
Ulm
MVP.
qualifier.
Salvas was correct.
Drum roll, please.
Welcome the MVP from FC Barcelona, Mathieu Grujic.
Of course, you got it. Congratulations, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's Matthew
Congratulations,
Grujic.
Mathieu.
Yeah.
Great job.
Great job indeed. 22 points, couple
So please,
of crucial
one.
free throws at the end, almost 34 minutes.
All
on
5,
the
please,
court.
here, the all-tournament
He's
team.
going to need a new suitcase
Please,
for
all
all
players
those plaques he's taking
assemble
back
in the
home,
middle
and
as well.
trophy.
To have a photo
The
together.
team photo for the all tournament team in the MVP.
Come together, come
We talked
into
about
the
Germany coming up,
spotlight.
and we have 2 Germans in the Osafa. I think this is also new coming in there, 2 guards with all the other guys as well.
Okay, this is the all-tournament team, including the MVP from the qualifier here from the Adidas NextGen EuroLeague in Ulm.
All around the EuroLeague, and now look at where they are, following in your footsteps.
I hope they don't take me as a role model, as a slow big man. I hope they see more Dennis Schröder and
Everybody is
France.
important.
No,
Not
I'm
everybody
just
can
kidding.
play in the NBA.
The mindset.
Now it's the moment
Speaking about Dennis, do you think that he
for
can
the two
end up in Europe
teams
next year
in the
after
final.
being traded so much this
Unfortunately,
year?
they
No,
were
he still
unable
has
to win.
way more.
We're in a well-played, very close final. Nevertheless, we would like to honor them with a big round of applause. Second place of the Adidas NextGen EuroLeague und Qualifier. Žalgiris Kaunas, this is your applause.
Panathinaikos fans in the background. After they had won, and he was just like, man, I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Maybe he can come to EuroLeague to experience that more often. Maybe I'm just laying an idea
And
here.
finally,
Yeah, Dennis,
it is
if you're
time to
watching
lift
us,
the
please come to
Champions
Europe.
Trophy and
We want to
celebrate.
enjoy your talent as well.
Mr. Thomas Stoll, General Manager Ratiofarm
Now
Ulm, will
it's time for
present the
trophy
Champions
to be
Trophy.
handed to Barcelona.
Is there a
Ladies
name
and
for this trophy?
gentlemen,
They usually have names for these
please
trophies.
give a
Like
warm
the Barty
round
trophy will be
of
today.
great applause
It also looks
for the Adidas
different in
NextGen EuroLeague
every
Ulm
qualifier.
Qualifier champion.
I remember in
the
Ulm
team
we had a
FC
plexiglass
Barcelona.
No, this is
That's
an
a special
actual
one.
trophy. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's a special one. Oh, all of them is special.
This is the lead up to the big boy trophy that's going to be handed out in Abu Dhabi. So maybe we've got some time to think of a good name for that trophy.
Well, we are the captain of Barcelona is ready to lift
And
it.
now it's time to raise the cup.
Congratulations.
Bravo.
Really.
Well deserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a final applause to all these wonderful under 18 players. Amazing performances
I mean, Kaunas had him at
this weekend.
had him almost, but at the end they showed their individual also talent to win.
Let me also tell you, I really like the fact there are two women in the coaching staff. I'm all up for it.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Bravo, Barcelona.
They can enjoy this one.
Are they heading
I
back?
hope
Are they
they get-
partying in Ulm tonight?
I
or are
hope they get
heading
some
back?
great Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, yeah.
No,
there
I
we
think
go.
they have school tomorrow morning. They're under
Sure.
18.
It's Monday. And you
Yeah.
got school tomorrow.
Of course.
I think they will make
Break.
a break. They will have one
Come
day
on.
to enjoy themselves. At least I hope so.
A little bit of a sick day. They've earned it, that's for sure. I mean,
But great, you see. I mean, you said it. They will never forget this. To celebrate on the court. Hope now next. The good thing is also now when they cut down, they have Dabonnet. He don't need any chair or any ladder. He can just go up there and cut the net off the basket to have it as a trophy.
We're gonna hear a word from the MVP in about a few seconds. Your guy. Let's see what he has to say about this tournament and this big win for Barcelona, and then we'll have a word from the coach as well.
To all teams, have a good way home. Thanks for a great weekend. Thanks to everybody who's working here on the Orange Campus, to all our volunteers, all our colleagues. So hopefully you had fun as well.
I
Kommt
think
gut
we'll
heim, gute
hear the
Nacht.
coach
Bis zum nächsten
first
Mal.
before we get into the player. But let's see the running order down there in Ulm. As they wrap up a very, very big and successful tournament, I think we will see them hosting one in the future again.
Ulm as a
Coach, this is what you wanted. You've won the first place game. Your thoughts?
Difficult to talk now. Well, it was like this. A very physical team. They play really well. They can shoot on both ends. They can step into the pen very easy. They can score inside. They can score outside. It is difficult. It is a battle. and we were there.
What does this mean for you? You have so much pressure, also being sort of the favorite in this competition. What does it mean to actually win it?
Well, the only pleasure is that we want to play on all kind of competitions, you know. So we wanted to go to Abu Dhabi, as I talked before. We need to demonstrate that we want to be there, you know. And well, I think that the team did a really good tournament. They stepped in when it was necessary, and they played really good.
The MVP was Mathieu, really stepped up, also hit the free throws at the end. Just your thoughts about what he was able to do for this team.
Well, he's able to produce in a lot of ways, you know. He can shoot threes, off dribble, off screens, one-on-one situations. He can share the ball, he can give assists. He really improved a lot his defense. It is great to have him.
You're on your way to Abu Dhabi, your thoughts?
Well, we have a lot of time to practice now, to improve as a team, to improve individually, to think about that, you know. But, well, we will go there and we'll try to compete as we did here.
All right, congratulations. I'll let you guys celebrate.
The shower there for the coach, that's always something that will happen after their championship game. He gave his flowers to the MVP of the tournament, and he also said that his team deserved a spot in Abu Dhabi, a tournament they're much looking forward to, but they still need to practice a lot until then.
You know, he talked about they deserve the right to be here, and they deserve the right to be in Abu Dhabi. But I think they deserve to be maybe thought of as the team to beat.
This was a battle. You guys played them just a few weeks ago. It was a battle also there. Your thoughts about this game?
Yeah, we had some difficulties coming in the game, but I think we stepped it up in the second half, especially defensively. Buika had a great game. He's my guy. He played amazing today and the whole tournament. And yeah, man, it's a tough team to beat, but we did our job and now we finished.
What's it say about this team that you guys weren't really challenged the entire tournament, and then you come and take their really a good punch the entire game and are able to come through?
Man, that just tells you what kind of team we are, man. Shout out Paul Peña. He came here. He's not even playing. He's been injured for 2 months. Now he traveled with us. He's in the same hotel. He's been doing everything. He's been helping us on the bench. So shout out to him. And he's just making it all possible. You know, that just shows you what kind of team we are, what kind of camaraderie we have. And yeah, man, can't wait for Abu Dhabi.
Your MVP, what does that mean? You know, it's a team game and all, but what does it mean?
Yeah, you already knew what's coming. I mean, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. I think I stepped it up in the second half against Žalgiris. And yeah, man, we keep working.
Got to ask about the free throws. You missed the two. What were you thinking when you got back up for the next two?
Nah, I already forgot that I missed two, but of course it hurts a little bit now thinking back that I could have missed, like, we could have had a steal the game, but I missed three in total in the last minute, so that kind of hurts, but it is what it is, man.
Last question, your thoughts about going to Abu Dhabi with another chance to finally get another trophy for this club?
It's great. I mean, that's what we work for the whole year. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I've never been to Abu Dhabi, but let's see how it goes, and yeah, man.
I'll let you go with that. Thanks, man.
That dude, he talks like a pro. He
acts
like a pro,
yeah.
and he plays like a pro. He's gonna be a stud. He is a stud, but he's gonna be a big time stud.
He has a
coming
whole
up in these
package.
yeah, for sure.
He talked about his teammates, everybody.
Did he
was
shout out to
included.
Danilo? I don't know if he shouted out to
I think
Danilo.
so, but after he sees that Danilo picked him from the MVP, he will definitely reach out and say thank you for the transfer. Definitely.
Extra backing, man. Come on.
He talked about how difficult the game against Žalgiris was. He mentioned the two missed free throws, but he was thankful. He was thankful that he managed to make the other ones he got afterwards and seal the deal for Barcelona. And I think that was it, guys.
Did you guys have fun or what?
Of course we did.
I had a great time.
We watched basketball. How couldn't we?
I mean, there's no better job in the world, is there? We're lucky to do what we did, and we're
Maybe
lucky
if we
to be
were
with
basketball
you guys.
players, that would be even better. But
Yeah, for sure. He's living the best of both worlds here. He's living the dream for us, huh? Danilo, what's next for you?
supporting the next generation.
There you go, man. There you go. I love it. Vasiliki, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you, to work with you. Danilo, my man. Awesome.
Thank you very much,
you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a real pleasure to watch such a great game with you together.
So that was it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to enable the notifications so you won't miss any NextGen action. And we will see you again in about a month from now in Belgrade, where the NextGen qualifier will take place. So see you all then. Until that, take care.